the Surreal Talk.
Yeah. Have you not looked at it?
Yeah, I've looked at it.
We're live, by the way.
Yeah?
Forgot to tell you.
Hello,
everyone. Hello.
Who's first today?
Burnt offering.
Oh, burnt offerings.
But Drun's pretty close behind him.
Wow, close.
I guess we've lost Rennie. I guess he probably can't do it on Wednesday afternoons.
Lars in here? Not first. Really?
Here.
Grave Knives.
Do it.
April's here. Okay. Danielle's around.
And that is Armand. April. That is Everett's whip.
Oh. Well, of course, April Hicks. Yeah,
Makes sense.
that does seem to be a familiar.
My story
I
checks
think
out, eh?
I think I've heard that name.
So far.
She's on my team.
Is she?
Probably. She ain't on my
Do you
team.
ever think that you're cursed sometimes? Like, just like shit that happens to you, like, fuck, man, what am I cursed? You ever have like that bad of luck that you thought that?
Yep. Oh, I thought I was cursed on game shows till
I'll be
Millionaire.
honest with you. I don't think I have any luck, bad or good. Anytime I have had bad shit go to me, I can pretty much directly trace it to something that's stupid that I have or have not done.
Well, there you go. There's that middle of the road, Everett Hicks attitude again.
Middle of the road? How is that middle of the road? I'm
No,
saying
you
I don't
gotta take a
believe
stand.
it.
Either you believe in it or you don't believe in it.
I
Then.
don't believe in it.
All right, there you go.
Why
Okay.
would me here?
And what about you? You believe in it?
Believe in what?
What?
Curses.
Check one. This isn't working.
You do. I wish. Boy, that'd be kind of, when we ask each other, what superpower would you want? I think that'd be a great superpower. The ability to curse.
Magic?
Oh man, that'd be great.
All you gotta do is learn voodoo.
Really? I wish I could. If it worked, you think? Yeah. Now that I don't think works at all. I think that's stupid.
Voodoo.
Like Wiccan.
Armando voodoo.
The Wiccans, can they curse? I would think a witch.
You fucking right they can.
Right on. How about what's the other one?
Armand, you want to buy a phone?
You want $70 for it?
I know. Is that not a good price?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of phone it is.
Same kind you got.
This only cost $100 new.
Yeah.
Can't be that well.
Is that 3 or 4?
No, I don't know. This is some
Stylo,
stupid one.
Stylo 3, right?
What is it?
Stylo?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 or 4?
I don't know.
I have
I
3.
have no idea.
$70. No problems with it at all.
Yeah, but I don't need a phone.
Ever break that for me?
Stomp on this phone. Put a curse on it.
Yeah. Supply and demand, Armand.
That's true.
Come on.
I'll do nothing of the sort.
Hey, y'all brighten my day. Hey, Charles Morgan afternoon, everyone. From
Hey, why don't you talk in your mic or maybe put your headphones on?
Hey, guess what? What? Cursed like a sailor. This thing's all fucked up.
Hey, Russell says, fuck Eric.
Yeah.
He's
You
not,
would, Russell.
He's not wrong.
Here, Russell.
You would, Russell.
Sup? Long time no see.
I bet they call you Russell
What's
Muscle.
up, Doug?
Team Armand. Who's that?
Moto's getting
Right on.
banned.
No, Moto's very, very perspicacious.
Fuck Eric, huh?
Yeah.
Put user in timeout. Boom. Oh,
You don't have to put asterisk. You can write it out.
I don't want to do that.
F-U-C-K.
yeah, you
Go
can-
ahead.
yeah, you
We
can
won't be
say it.
offended.
Oh, shit. I accidentally put that person in timeout and didn't mean to.
You better tell him. Quit being
Son
a
of a bitch.
Gypsy curse.
deleted
Yeah, that's a
message.
bad one. Well, you want to get a gypsy on your ass.
Oh, shit. Moto. Oh my
Yes.
God, I'm so sorry. I
You
totally
did a moto.
I totally put him
him.
in a 5-minute timeout on accident.
What asshole.
Yeah, boy.
I was just kidding around. I was like, okay, let's see what this says whenever you touch that.
See,
I
that's
figured-
how he
Petty.
He suppressed
Pettiness.
my suppressed my supporters also on the page for a long time, where it was like, you know, Team
Suppressed
Eric,
them?
yeah, Team Eric, Team Everett. So anytime there'd be somebody that'd be like, oh, Team Eric, he's like, oh, put boot from the group.
I
you know
believe
what
it.
mean? So you see what's going on now. He's doing
Very
it to you,
small
Armand.
man. Yep,
Mm.
that's right.
Very self-conscious man.
All right,
About these
have fun
votes.
doing the shows. I'm taking my notes with me.
That's all right. Get out of here.
I don't
you
think
print
anybody
those
else
or
brought anything to the show today, so.
No, I got a couple notes here.
Oh, there you go.
I
At least somebody
have.
did.
I
Did you
got
print that shit out?
questions. I got questions.
Did you print anything out?
Yeah, I'm doing it
Oh,
now.
you have a page?
I got it.
Quit
I fuck-
hollering.
Quit hollering. I'm asking if you do shit and you ain't doing it.
Quit hollering.
Yeah, you're fired. Get off the show.
Can't fire me. I quit.
Good, leave.
What happened to? Okay, so Doug's name. How can you have B but your name is Doug?
As a B is silent.
I guess that makes sense, huh? Just got a Stylo
print.
3, love it. Bought it a Stylo 4 for $8 and sold it for $75. Well, shit.
Who did that?
Who is that? I can't read the name.
Fuck, I don't know. I can't see it either.
B.
I'd have to stand up.
Is it B? Is that who
Yeah.
it was?
Got a Stylo 3, loves it. Bought a Stylo 4 for $8 and sold it for $75. Then bought
Wow.
a 3 for $5.
Where the hell you find these?
No shit. I'll take 10.
Yeah, send us a couple. Couldn't pass it up, I'll bet. What's your carrier? Who's your carrier?
Dog shit Sprint.
Oh,
They're dog shit too.
Sprint's bad?
Oh yeah.
I think T-Mobile's bad.
It's the service that you get, like the towers. I don't know, man. I don't get some good service
I know
anywhere.
T-Mobile's horrible.
Everett's
I
phone
used
will-
to be. It's been years since I.
Who do you have?
AT&T.
His phone will fucking get 5 bars, full ass service, and I'm like, can't.
How do you know I get 5 bars?
We can be in the same car, and you'll have fucking full service, and I'm
How
like,
do you know? I don't think we've ever did this experiment. Well, I don't remember you ever going, hey, how many
Phil,
bars you got?
are you mental? You were there.
You asked me how many bars I had?
Yes, a million times I've done that.
Danielle wants to know what a stylo is. It's the one that's got the little pen, right?
Yeah,
I got my
It's a
pen
droid. It doesn't count.
that I never use anyway.
Droidsartrash.com.
I
Right back. I
See,
got those sheets.
you can do a little. It says stylus. See, you can write on it. I've never used it.
my kid would always write with mine. Is there
Okay,
a pen
well,
over
yeah,
there?
if you have a pen or a stylus.
No, I don't need a stylus.
Oh, all right. I think there's one over there on the pad.
Right in front of my fucking face.
Yeah. Verizon is the best. I've heard that. I just got service in the middle glacier of Mont. I thought all the glaciers melted from global warming. No such thing as a glacier. That's
I
Ross
think that's
speaking.
I think there is glaciers, Armand. I
No,
think,
there
I think
aren't.
there-
They all
that's
melted.
true.
No. How can there be glaciers? Let's do another global warming show. God, I love that. Eric, do the English accent. Luar wants you to do an accent. You sure you want this?
So, Luan, we've been talking about
no.
this all day today.
Oh, no.
And what we would decided was that is once it came out again, it wasn't going back in. And
He's going to do the whole show.
I'm going to do the whole show like this today. And you're welcome. You know, prior to doing it, you're welcome. I'll give you the go ahead and advanced. You're welcome. And I don't mind being British. I don't. British. And it's
He's
from.
never heard of trees. I'm about done with that podcast.
What'd he say?
Trees. He's never heard of trees. You know Tree Amigos?
Yeah, but it's not in that context. It's in a different context. Yeah.
He's never heard of it in that context.
Really?
Yes, I know where
How's that
Glacier
possible?
National. Glacier National Park's in. Ooh, don't tell me.
I'm done with podcasting. This is the worst fucking thing to ever do is podcasting.
Montana.
Yeah,
piss me
Montana.
off.
That's right. Glacier National Park. Get Tony back on if you do a global warming episode. Did we do that with Tony? Well,
I don't
listen
remember.
to This Day in History. We're fighting all the time, so. We just had a show. In fact, we just did a show for March 7th on This Day in History. I don't think we got any big fights today. Well, we kind of did. About the election of 2016.
Maybe 2.
Montana, correct. Yes. Oh, and Canada too. Okay. Are the glaciers receding?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Ross.
Oh, I don't know.
He was just there.
Satellite data would have you believe that.
Have you checked the Arctic ice lately?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Coming out there with a drill.
Just as much. No, from NASA.
No.
No.
Fuck no, I ain't checked none of that, Armand.
Well, I'll
Ask
show
me-
you if you want.
Ask me how many fucks I give about that.
Well, you're the one always saying that, though.
I don't care
How do you
about it.
explain that?
I
don't
don't-
have
I
to
don't explain
explain
any
it.
of
The
it.
ice is expanding.
How do you know that?
It looks like it to me.
Because the map, they show you. Look at the NASA,
I'm
you
not
know, the
gonna do
aerial, the satellite maps.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Until it's time for that episode.
Yeah.
Okay. I put a curse on the ice.
Shit.
It's coming back.
Oh, that's
Ruh-roh.
like not a curse. That's more like a blessing.
What? More ice? That's
Yeah,
a blessing?
I would say
Well,
so.
don't know. Would you? First of all, would you rather have another ice age? We'd all be dead. I'd rather have the Earth heat up.
Are you serious?
Right, Ross? Of course.
We'll all drown.
An ice age would kill you, man. We'd be
You
starving.
ever seen Waterworld? Kevin Costner?
Yeah,
One of the-
Waterworld.
One of the
right.
best movies of all time.
Yes.
It was pretty good, though. I don't care what anybody
Wasn't as
says.
good as Geely.
Geely was crap. If you're going to compare Waterworld to Geely, we can just be done right now.
I'm doing
I don't
well
even
on
know
my
what
fast.
Geely
Hey,
is.
hey, Donna's fasting. Good. How much weight have you lost,
I
Donna?
think we talked about this last time on that, right?
Fasting?
With her?
No, I mean Donna and I are friends now. We've been talking about this. She's
Ketosis?
really I blew it. I was going to fast today, but I just had to have a stupid energy bar.
Really?
What kind?
Cliff.
No, what the hell is it called?
like
I
those
ordered a
bars.
bunch of them online. I got my. See, that's the thing. If I
From
didn't
Mexico?
have it, no, from Muscle and Strength.
You guys about ready?
.com.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, cool.
If I didn't have them right there, I wouldn't eat them.
I hear you, Almond. I wouldn't need them either. Not a bit.
Here we go.
You limey.
Hey, just saying, though, like whenever, the music's playing and it stops, you don't really have an intro. Last week.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
I'm getting pegged again.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside
These
the world of
goddamn
cults,
intros with you, Armand, every
conspiracies,
time.
and the paranormal.
Couldn't help
A
it.
lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back.
He couldn't help it.
We can cut that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
Cut that
We're going to
line.
have to.
Generally, the show doesn't start out with, if you're a first-time listener, I'm getting pegged.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that's not part of this programming.
Yeah, let's restart that whole intro. We let it play.
Yes.
Let's just do a quick clap, and Brian can take over again.
Okay.
Ready?
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal. A lineupmedia.fm production, and we are back.
We are back, and no one is getting pegged.
No, that's not happening
Who
today.
wants to peg me?
Nobody.
Oh, sweaty dolphin.
I hit you with a peg leg.
There we go.
Say that with a British accent when you say that.
Are
boy.
you talking to me?
Yeah.
Almond.
Smile and say that like a Cockney.
Oh, Lordy. This show is going straight to hell.
What do we got today?
Today we are talking about curses, and I'm beginning to believe I'm under a giant curse.
We are not talking about the type of cursing like fuck, shit, piss,
No,
ass.
those
Okay.
are oaths, not curses.
Those are curse words, Almond.
Yes. Well.
No, we're not talking about those.
Oh well.
Your standard, your standard curse, which we'll get into that, but we got a couple voicemails that we wanted to play real quick.
Let's do that.
Now, you say this first one here that we played last week, and we're
I
going.
think we did.
I don't think we did. It says it's 5 days old.
Oh, well, then we couldn't have.
Yeah, so here we go. I'm going to play this one first. Maybe.
I gotta turn this shit off.
Hold on. God damn it. God damn it, Bobby.
Who wants to peg?
Come on,
I'm
Stan.
I'm sorry. I was just.
That was
That'll
Roger.
fix it. That'll fix it. Sorry, everybody. It's Eric's fault this time.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, I want to preface by saying both of these are bong hit voicemails. We get a lot of those these days. So only two
fun.
today, and they both start
The
that
one we
way.
listened to earlier was really good, though.
Yeah, we're going to replay that one in a minute.
Get it,
There's
dog.
almost a dry bowl from the sound of it.
Too much resin.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, what's up, dude?
I'm holding it in,
Do it. Yeah, take it to the head.
taking it to the head.
What are you guys, kids me?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Did we just come best friends?
I think so.
And
No
quantum
coffee this
entanglement.
time.
Maybe you
coffee.
did hear this one.
No, I didn't. I'm telling you.
Well, before you tried to tell me you did.
Shout out to Armand.
Shout out.
Just wanted to call and say, love you guys, and you were right. I was listening to the older episodes and caught up, and your old shit's way better.
Yeah, well.
But still love you guys. Keep up the good work. I'm stoked that you guys are back to like regular weekly recordings.
Glad we are there,
listening
Keith.
to you guys at work at Pure Ratios. Shout out to Ness,
Pure Ratios.
Jake.
Google that. Oh, fuck, I just fucked everything up. Let's start it right back here.
Your old shit's way better. But still love you guys. Keep up the good work. I'm stoked that you guys are back to like regular weekly recordings.
This makes sense. Pure Ratios is a CBD dispensary. THC.
You guys at work at Pure Ratios. Shout out to Ness, Jake, and Joshua. My boys.
What up, Ness,
love
Jake,
you
and
guys.
Joshua?
You guys crack us up all day at work.
Oh, hell yeah. Me and
Shout
Jake
out
are
to
boys.
Armand again.
I know
Best host, best guest host. Or
Armand,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call him.
Wow,
We'll
thank
go back.
you.
Shout out to Armand again.
When the
best
mics
Thank
go
you.
off,
Thanks, buddy.
he mops the floor, okay?
I sweep up the place,
or
too.
whatever you want to call him. And
Fuck you, Everett, please. Fuck you, Everett, please.
dude, yeah,
Let him have
let's do some topics on aliens, man. Some more alien shit.
I can
love
get
aliens.
into that. I can get into
Good
that.
idea.
I like
Pretty much
aliens.
anything you want to talk about with aliens, man. It could be like an all over the place aliens episode. That would be amazing. But
I mean, technically, aliens episodes, as we've done them so far, have been kind of all over the place.
Yeah, George Washington
We've
was
not-
into cults, man.
We've not did a specific aliens episode, like specifically on like the Zeta
Yeah, we did.
Reticuli.
Oh, no, not on a...
So they've
specific
been all
alien.
over aliens, but none of them specific. in
We've done
aliens.
like UFOs. We've done like...
aliens in general.
yeah.
Nothing specific. It'd be hard to do a specific
what,
episode because it's all
I was-
conjecture. There are no
yeah.
aliens as far as we know.
Speculation,
Like
man.
from
100%.
Rigel or something, they have to be from a specific part of the
There's
galaxy.
plenty of different types
How
of
can you-
aliens that have great backstories that somebody made up. But I'm not saying they're made up, but they're made up.
Yeah, like Klingons.
Klingon or Romulans, yeah.
Romulan Star Empire. It's a thing.
What were the Avatar people? Where are they from?
Pandora.
Pandora, yeah.
Or are they Pandorans? I don't remember.
I guess that makes
is that what
sense.
they are?
Pandorsians.
Anyway, carrying on here.
you know, it could range from anything. Crafts. Well, I could just keep going and going,
We'll
but
go.
you know what? I'm just gonna take one more rip.
I don't blame him.
That's fair.
Who was this?
This is Keith.
Keith. All right.
Is it that same Keith?
Got the cashed into that bowl again, but
As you say that, like he hit that the first time, it sounded about out.
Yeah, it did. You could hear it
Yeah, you
crackling.
you guys are good.
fuck yeah. Sorry for the long voicemail. Love you guys. Surreal Talk #1.
Thank you.
Best podcast.
Thanks, buddy.
Peace out.
Somebody's
dude.
really getting into the pegging here.
Is it going in crazy in chat? Hey,
Curse.
chat. Let's cut it down on the pegging. We got children watching this, okay? There's like 8 or 9 fucking children. Maybe
I don't even know what exactly. I don't even know what it is.
pegging. It's basically you get strapped on and somebody.
Okay,
gives you-
so it's not homosexual sex. It's like a woman could peg you.
A woman could peg you. Probably.
Oh, all
It's
right.
probably better for
Okay,
you.
Okay, ladies. Sure.
I mean, a guy could technically peg you with a strap on too.
No,
with
no.
a strap on. What's the difference?
It's
Still
a
pegging.
guy. Yeah.
What's the
but you
difference?
still have to hold on to something. I don't
So
want
let me
some
tell
guy
you,
who has his hand on my
Big,
ass.
sweaty, hairy
This is
hips.
not. This is
Yeah.
not the discussion for the show, but I just gotta
Well-
ask this question: when you're getting it from behind by a strap on, who does it matter who that strapped on is strapped on to?
Yeah, but is that the only thing they touch you with? A
Does
strap
that
on. They
matter?
have to hold on to you, and that's
I mean, I don't
Do
know the
they, though?
physics. Generally, I like to hold on.
for balance. Sure.
You can't stand up straight?
Anyway, we'll
All right.
we'll take this one off fair. It's just
All
one of
right.
those things we're gonna have to get figured out, Armand.
All right. Today's cursing, not.
All right. I got one more voicemail we're gonna get through here.
That's a good one.
I know.
He must
I
have
like
it right
these.
here.
I like these,
Great.
but I get the feeling our listeners are kind of like, oh god, another bong hit. Hey, well, fuck
I
it.
like him. Yeah.
That was a great one, though.
Paused.
One of these guys has got to be stoner of the week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll pencil them in.
We'll forget.
Which is why we deserve that award every week. But anyway.
Hey guys,
What up, buddy?
it's your boy RC, aka the Smoking Bandit.
What's up, Smoking
And I got
Bandit?
a couple things on my mind here.
Oh shit! Share it with us.
First things first. You guys
What's
are doing
that?
another podcast all about the marijuanas.
It's
You
true.
Eric and Everett plus Ocho. I'm gonna say, if you guys don't call it the Tree Amigos, I'm gonna be super disappointed.
That's such a
in you
beautiful
guys.
name.
It is. It's what it is.
So let me pause.
Two
this
overrides
here.
one.
I liked it so much I ran it right over by Ocho Man, who has shit on every title we put out so
But
far.
came up with Joe Rogan as a god.
Yeah. So his idea was Joe Rogan as a god, and
But
every one of them, from the what was it, Pot Shots,
Doobie Brothers, Pot Shots was good.
there's been several of them, and including Tree Amigos, he's shit on. So
Well, he didn't like that because it wasn't flagrant enough marijuana, right? And he thought that maybe.
where is Joe Rogan as God have
I know,
anything to do
that's
with
stupid.
marijuana?
Well, I
The whole
like Tree
fucking thing
Amigos
is
much
really
better
wearing
than
on me
that.
at this point. We better get this shit figured out, or it's
How
never
about
getting out
Bong
of the testing
Brothers?
stage.
How about that?
Anyway, yeah, there's several good ones we could do. I mean, but
Okay.
apparently none of them are any good. Serenity now. Here we go with that voicemail. Carrying on.
Another thing, the video you guys were talking about, where it's the guy explaining how to slit your wrists.
Yeah, and the kids.
That's actually internet comedian George Miller, aka Filthy Frank.
Oh.
Okay, that's great and all, but is he the one responsible for putting that? I get it that he's the guy in the video. Is he the one putting it in there? That's the question I want to know. So you remember last week the
Yeah,
guy?
I remember longitudinal versus
Latitude.
Someone who, especially
Transverse.
when I was in high school and middle school, he was a super influential guy.
Really?
I get that, but
And his whole thing is just being edgy.
and again, I get that, and it's fine if that's a style of humor. It's not fine if he is the person putting the. I'm sure he's probably not. If he's a comedian, I don't think he has the time nor the fucking knowledge probably to put YouTube videos together like that. Maybe I'm, characterizing him a little too dumbly. But my point is, if he's the one putting that in the videos, then I got a problem with him. If he's just making that type of humor, I say any type of humor is good humor. So
Just
all the best.
the
humor is
absurdity
offensive.
yeah,
The best humor is offensive.
right. Until you take it all the way down a joke until only one person in the room takes it's funny. That's where I like to go.
Yeah.
Like half of them got it, now a quarter of them. Let's just boil it down until I'm offending everyone and only one person's laughing.
One guy's laughing, and then you pick that guy up and go buy him a drink.
But I think
How
what we were
I'm not
discussing,
buying any
does
guy
any joke, if it's a joke, really, I don't get offended by any, quote, joke. I mean,
Yeah.
a guy can pour beer over my head. It's just a joke. I
Depending.
wouldn't get that mad
If
about
it was a
Are you
joke-
No, come on now. Wait
No,
a
I
minute.
had a guy do that in a bar. Well, actually, here's what happened. He was doing a joke or whatever at the next table or whatever, and they were playing some stupid game, and I got spattered with beer. But I know they're just playing. He didn't do it on
Yeah, that
purpose.
ain't a big deal. That's not malicious.
That's
Right.
there's no issue there.
Yeah.
Somebody dumps a beer on your head.
Right, no, on
You got a
purpose.
fucking
Yeah,
issue.
you got to let him out. But I'm just saying, if somebody's just screwing around and something bad happens, just inadvertently.
Yeah, for the most part,
Yeah, but
everybody
if somebody
can be cool
like says
about
something
accidents.
about your mother because he, and he's serious and just trying to piss you off.
Is that the mother one get you? Is that your?
It doesn't matter what he says at that point.
That's in my days when I wanted to fight all the time, I always if I knew that if I'm going to get a guy off, I'd say, look, your mother's a whore, you know that, and I'm serious because I know if he's going to throw a punch, it's coming after that.
See, my
And
thought
if he
is,
doesn't, there's just nothing.
it doesn't
you can
matter
say,
if he calls
right?
your mother a whore or your dog a fat piece of shit. It's the fact that he's coming at you with disrespect, in my opinion.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You try to, if you're inciting a fight
Yeah, I've never
and you're kind of
incited
feeling a guy
fights.
out to throw a punch, that usually does
You
it.
incite a lot of fights?
Oh, God.
That's not mine.
Oh, man.
My go-to. You
I
gotta look them right
I
in
was
the
a
eye.
scourge of
Armand.
Washington, you, man.
You gotta look them right in the eye and say, you know you're a baby, right?
Really? You think
Yeah.
that's that
Oh
bad?
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. Insulting the guy's mother is about the
Don't worry about his mother.
baby?
A baby.
I don't know if I'd sock a guy for that. Would you? Is that scathing?
It's not the words, Armand. It's the body language
Wouldn't
and
you
how
call
I
him
do
a
it.
bitch? So you're
No.
a bitch.
I don't have to.
No, you think baby's worse than bitch? I don't know. I think I'd rather.
I'd
be
laugh at you. Like, okay,
All right.
nice try.
You get pegged.
I might
by
punch you
by
just for
babies.
I might punch you just for trying so hard and failing.
I wouldn't. Then did I fail?
Yeah.
Then did I fail?
No, I punched you for a completely separate reason, so you failed.
I didn't fail no matter what.
Yeah.
We were still talking about that, though. I still don't think that longitudinal. Luar's saying take a ibuprofen, a longitudinal, but I think a transverse, you're going to get that artery if you go like this. Longitudinal, you could totally miss it.
Just chop your fucking hand off. Boom. Take a cleaver
Problem
and chop
solved.
your hand off.
Yeah.
I mean, there we go.
Do you think you could get enough, like knowing that that's what you're about to do, get enough momentum to
God.
do
Sure,
it?
yeah, with the right cleaver, why
that'd
not?
be hard.
Heavy
man.
enough cleaver, you probably could, yeah.
Well,
That'd be
yeah, but
fucking
you just gotta
pain.
go,
could you do it?
Fuck no, probably not. Think of this. Say you're trapped in a room that you know is going to explode and only your thumb is taped to the table and you can never pull your thumb off, but you got a knife and all you got
guess
to do
you
is
could-
chop your thumb off. Could you
Oh,
do
I'll
it?
do that all day.
I don't think I can do it, man.
All day.
I don't think I got the nerve.
It's tough.
Over dying?
Dude,
Yeah.
to put
If it's like this, and like, I mean, and I can do it. Oh yeah,
Oh,
all day.
boy. Well, what
Tough,
was it?
dude.
Was that the Mad Max movie where he put the guy in the handcuffs and said, "You
That
got like
Saw.
Yeah, he gave him a saw. So
really-
you got 5 minutes till the thing blows up. It'll probably take you 3 minutes to saw through your leg or whatever.
Oh,
Boy,
no,
that'd be
maybe
a
that's
lot
not saw.
tougher than hacking it off. You got to. I don't think you could do it.
Yeah, the movie Saw exactly is what you're talking about here. Is he at the end of it? They had saws. He just
Oh, right. No, well, then they stole it
They
because that
gave
was a
him a-
Mad Max movie.
Was it? I don't
Yeah,
remember that
because
Mad
he
Max.
chained the guy with
it the
handcuffs
very first one?
to his car or something.
It's a little puppet
Yeah,
riding
it was
a
the
bike.
first one. It was Mad Max.
Was there a little puppet riding a three-wheeler or like a tricycle around?
No, it was a guy with his. It was a guy chained to his car. And
I
he
don't
threw,
think you've
he
seen
threw
the
him a
first two Mad
hacksaw.
Maxes, though. To be fair,
No, I haven't.
No, I didn't make it.
You've
I
seen
didn't saw. I
Thunderdome is
didn't
the only
see
one
Saw.
actually you've seen, isn't it?
No, I saw the Road Warrior.
Oh,
one.
Road Warrior's great.
Yeah,
Did you see the Road Warrior?
long time ago, but yeah, I saw it.
Anyway, let's carry on with RC's
Yes.
voicemail here.
That stuff he can be is what the comedy comes from. It's not for everyone,
Oh yeah.
but it is in no way the threat people are making it out to be. I definitely say
Well, if it maybe not a threat from him.
Exactly, but
But-
somebody putting it in
and
those
I get
videos
any
out
humor.
of context.
I get it. I get the humor, but as soon as it's put into a part where a kid can get a hold of it who does not have any clue that there's humor or edginess attached to this, that's when it's not funny.
Yep.
You know, that's my thought. Maybe I'm coming off as too much of a dad here, but that's not funny.
check him out sometime though, because it's not for everyone, but he does make some good jokes here and there. Last but not least,
Yeah.
Eric, very very sorry to hear about what happened. I listen to all 3 shows you guys do. Behind the 8 Ball, This Day in History, Surreal Talk, all that. Been a long time listener. Real sorry to hear that, man. And I just want to say this next one, it goes out to you, my brother.
Thanks, man.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I don't know.
I guess that was his phone.
That was very thoughtful of him, though.
Yeah, he did a bong for me. Thanks, buddy. You did it
I'm
right
also
too.
taking a shit right now. Sorry,
Oh,
brother.
that's what it was.
Oh, okay. Later, man.
Don't forget the paperwork.
That's for you too, Eric.
All right.
Well, that was very, very nice.
Let's without further ado get into the meat here.
Well,
Unless you
apparently
got some
somebody else likes tree.
Tree Amigos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too, but
Well, it's not
Ocho
gonna-
Man's never heard of
Ocho
trees.
Man, yeah, he 86'd it, so it's not going to work.
He doesn't know what a tree is.
fucking 86. I'll tell you what. Anyway. All right, curses.
You
Curse.
all right?
Well, yeah, I'm just a little salty today. A little salty. It happens.
Okay.
So, curses. What is a curse? What is a curse to you?
Curse to me is like something that's okay. So before you even have to say what a curse is, I'd have to say what kind of person can do a curse, or even entity can curse somebody. It's got to be somebody powerful. And what a curse is to
That's
me
if
is,
you're talking an active curse.
yeah. So like somebody powerful puts like a spell on you per se, and it affects how things in your life happen. Just a very generic, broad description.
Does someone have to put a curse on you, or could you just be cursed by like fate?
Ooh, I don't know. Good question.
I would say
I mean,
there are
some
many
people-
curses that basically exist in that to where there, as far as you can tell, there's no one who has exactly put the curse on them. It's
Right.
it's just happened.
The curse
you're-
of One-Eyed Willie.
Because it could be like you're born under
No.
how do the astrologers
Born
say
under
it?
a bad star.
A bad star, yeah,
Right.
whatever. Right.
Born
And that's
under a
just the
bad
way it
sign
goes.
with a
I mean,
blue
you're
eye.
cursed to be a loser just from birth.
So Wikipedia, the best source of information for this type of stuff, as everyone is aware, calls a curse or also known as an imprecation,
Yeah, imprecation.
a malediction, execration, malazon, anathema, or
Anathema.
combination. Anathema. Thank you, Armand. Is any expressed wish that some form of adversity or misfortune will befall or attach to some other entity, one or more persons, a place, or an object.
Oh, so you can curse actual things and
Right,
places.
like think about. Did you ever see The Conjuring or The Conjuring 2?
Uh,
They had that doll, or the movie Annabelle. That
no,
doll,
Annabelle.
Annabelle, was cursed. How have you never even heard of that?
I don't know.
It's huge. It's like-
Chucky would have been cursed, right?
No, that's a whole different thing because that was a possession. Voodoo. It was voodoo. Remember fucking Charles Lee Ray?
Oh yeah, that he was voodoo, wasn't it?
the power, I beg of you.
Well, I can't believe you guys, speaking of that, I mean, like King Tut's tomb,
So
that's cursed.
let me start with that one then.
Is it on here? I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
Oh, there. Oh, first one. No, that's Tamerlane. What do you-
So it's more or less the curse of the pharaohs.
Oh, here it is.
Let me,
Okay.
let me bring up my thing here.
All right.
Find that part. It's way down on my list. Pharaohs.
Second page, bottom.
Yeah, I found it. So through the research I've had, most people think the King Tut, the curse of Tutankhamun's tomb, is bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people have died, but none of it was like instant.
Right, and it was the 20s, so like I think Lord Carnarvon was
Right, he
stung by a
bankrolled it.
mosquito or something.
Right, he
yeah.
got so he died like a month or up to 2 months after
Yeah.
it. A lot of people thought that maybe it had something to do with like a mold or a fungus that was inside the tomb, but it turns out he was likely, like you said, stung on the cheek by a mosquito and just had sepsis and died.
Which was common.
Right, it had
in
nothing
those
to do with
days,
that.
So yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Let's see, Tutankhamun's curse.
Stay out of tombs.
Yeah, so Howard Carter, he opens up the tomb in 1922.
Right, Howard Carter. Yeah, Carnarvon, he bankrolled it.
He
Carter's the guy that, yeah. Now, he died a few years later, though, right?
Right, he did die a few years later. Carnarvon wasn't even his real
everybody
name.
dies,
He was the
right?
Earl of Carnarvon.
Yes.
Lord Carnarvon.
Right, Lord Carnarvon.
Let's see, hold on. My notes are fucking up here. Yeah, long story short, a lot of the people who opened up the tomb did die, but most of it was not immediate. Nothing. There was no specific warning written on the tomb or anything. There is a specific curse on the valley, though. Let's see.
Valley of the Pharaohs, right?
Right,
Valley
right.
of the Dead. Yeah, where all the pharaohs are buried. You're not supposed to disturb those tombs.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's
Well, here's
That's a
another
no-no.
interesting fact about. Did you know hieroglyphs were not first deciphered until the beginning of the 19th century?
No, I did not.
well,
know
that Rosetta Stone.
Well, a Frenchman named Jean-Francois Champollion was the first person,
Champion.
as you say, was the first person to do that. So what's weird is nobody could say that before that there was any curses on the mummies because you couldn't read the inscriptions. So any actual curses on tombs has been, within the last 200 years, people have been.
They wouldn't put like a skull and crossbones or something, like a bottle of iodine.
Right.
But there's never been any speak of curses of anywhere before 200 years ago. Is what you're saying?
No. As far as
pertaining to the Egyptians,
The pharaohs,
because we couldn't read their
right.
language.
Ancient Egyptian, we couldn't until we found the Rosetta Stone, which had hieroglyphs, and then I think it was it Aramaic and Greek, or Hebrew, or it was in 3 different languages. So they well, that's what it means.
Right.
That's how they deciphered hieroglyphics.
The curse of the pharaohs itself is an alleged curse believed by some to be cast upon any person who disturbs the mummy of an ancient Egyptian person, especially a pharaoh. You know what's weird? I also read about this, that none of the Egyptians who were involved with this had any ill problems happen to them. So especially with
so it was only outsiders?
Right, it was only people.
Yeah.
Wow.
People from outside. Even every person, there was a list somewhere that Howard Carter had written of every person who was involved with the team from outside of Egypt, and apparently all of them had something bad.
And that's like a staple of all these mummy movies with Christopher Lee, and it's always, they're disturbing.
So it goes on to say, this curse, which does not differentiate between thieves and archaeologists, allegedly can cause bad luck, illness, or death. Since the mid-20th century, many authors and documentaries have alleged that this curse is real in the sense of being caused by scientifically explicable causes such as bacteria or radiation. So they're saying there is a curse, but it's scientifically explainable.
Yeah. Well, the other thing was you would think if you're an ancient Egyptian and you're burying these pharaohs, and they buried them basically with all their, in fact, they bury them with their servants too.
Right.
But they had all their, because they thought of an afterlife and they wanted to be rich in the afterlife. So there's all kinds of treasures down there. So how do you keep people from desecrating, i.e. stealing?
Right. You make it
it's a curse.
dangerous,
right?
right?
Exactly.
You fuck with their afterlife, and then they're a little bit,
Right.
or their current life.
And I don't know if it will work with me, boy. I'll tell you, I'll take my chances.
So it says there are
Would you?
occasional.
Would you do it?
Would I open up a tomb? Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say if there's a curse on the tomb, but there's a lot of money.
I don't want to rob a tomb though. That's grave robbing to me.
So
you're not touching the body. You're just stealing.
Yeah, I don't really want to steal all the gold.
You're not going to
in
the sarcophagus. You're just stealing all his emeralds or whatever he's got.
I don't really want to steal from the guy.
Why not?
Well, then whatever you want's in the tomb.
Because you're not a thief, or because you're scared of the curse.
Play the
I'm
game.
not so much a thief, I guess is what it is. And two, that part of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade that really stuck with me. It was about the Cross of Coronado.
Yeah,
it belongs in a museum. It's not mine.
I'd rather have the money.
Yeah, dude. It's just
That's what the old boy with the.
I'd like to have the money, but it's not mine, man. I'm not a thief.
No, it would become yours though if you took it.
I guess possession is 9/10 of the law, huh?
Right.
What if it was just gold coins?
I couldn't get past that 1/10.
Maybe it was like Captain Kidd's treasure or
on Oak Island. Yeah, that's another. The Curse of Oak Island. But
right. You can put that in a museum? Come on.
I mean, so treasure hunters are entitled to a piece of it, whatever you find. So I would get some of it, but I wouldn't propose to go into a tomb, sack it, take everything in there, and consider it all mine.
But not because it's cursed, just because you have this nobility about you.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh,
my big problem
stand-up
is
guy,
I have no problem with curses.
Right. It's not the curse doesn't intimidate you one bit.
It doesn't intimidate me one bit.
So if I went...
I would be cautious about possible bacteria, well, not so much radiation, but...
That's kind of a curse.
Or fungus that's been growing in there that could be...
Ooh, that's a good call, though. 2,000 years inside of a fucking closed
it's gonna have
sealed
stale
container.
air.
Dude, I bet you could die from the air.
All right.
I've seen enough of mummy movies to know you don't want to just walk right into a tomb.
No.
But
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith.
So there are occasional instances of genuine ancient curses appearing on the inside or on the facade of a tomb. So the case of the mastaba of Kentika, I can't even pronounce his name.
Where is this?
This is from Egypt.
Yeah, what? I mean,
this isn't on my things. This is something else.
Right.
I
didn't see this.
So I have links of stuff that I just.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway,
I didn't mean to interrupt.
The curses appeared to be directed towards the priest who protected the tomb and to carefully preserve the ritual purity rather than a warning for potential robbers. But
well, it's like I saw a documentary where they allegedly kept the Ark of the Covenant, and it was someplace in Iraq, and the keeper of this monastery or just church, whatever it was in, I can't remember. His eyes were like going like glaucoma, like cataract. You know how they were just like white, basically.
Grayed over it.
Yeah, and they said that the last 6 caretakers of that place, because the ark's in there, their eyes have done that. So, but it was a curse on the caretaker of the spot, just like you were saying.
Why? Because they're gazing upon the ark? Or?
I didn't say that. I just said that
I thought if you look inside what's inside the ark, okay, Indiana Jones again.
Yeah,
but if you look inside the
I
ark,
don't know. Yeah, you melt, right? Isn't that that's what happened to the Nazis?
Right. In a very horrible special effect.
Yeah.
Well, it was only 1981. Give them a break.
So here's another one I found. There's a mausoleum of a Persian king called Tamerlane or Timur. It's called the Guri Amir. He was Timur or Tamerlane was a 14th century Persian king, a fucking madman who liked to claim that he was kind of along the lines of Genghis Khan. He wasn't related to him,
right?
But in his military campaigns,
yeah.
he killed around 17 million people. Well, his armies did, which at the time was estimated to be 5% of the world's population.
What?
1 out of every 20 million people in the world, he killed, or one out of every 20. People. Yeah.
Wow.
So in this office, he would have killed 2 or 3 of us easy.
That's gnarly.
Yeah. Going on, there was a couple inscriptions inside the tomb. One of them read, "Whosoever opens my tomb shall unleash an invader more terrible than I." And another one said, "When I rise, the world will tremble." So, moving further along to the story, in 41, I'd have to check my notes. Yeah, 41, Stalin orders, he sends a team down to exhume the body, right, of Timur or of Tamerlane.
Right.
Because, he's fucking famous. He was a mass murderer. Any which way, the locals who protect the tomb begged these people, do not open the tomb, do not release Tamerlane, because, the inscription, "When I rise, the world will tremble," and they were afraid of unleashing another invader. Long story short, they opened the tomb. The very next day,
Hitler invades.
So what I have this? Do I have that here on the page?
You got to think that he had that in his plan before they opened the tomb, though.
Stalin?
No, Hitler to invade.
Hitler had nothing to do with the tomb.
No,
Go ahead. I know what you mean.
What I'm saying is, you have to think that tomb wasn't directly related to Hitler invading, because Hitler had to have had that in his plan before the day that they opened the tomb, which was the day before he invaded.
Right. The curse didn't actually make Hitler immediately come and invade. But it's kind of interesting, the timing of them opening that tomb and Hitler's already done plan. Yeah, I just found that quite interesting.
Stalin lost a hell of a lot more than 5 million. I mean, it cost about more like 30 million, maybe in the army, but civilians and everything.
Yeah, well, in the offensive, they called it Barbarossa.
Barbarossa,
yeah. So that was apparently the Nazis' most hardcore offensive of the world, wiped out at least 5 million Russians in that offensive alone.
Damn.
So that's what you get for fucking with the dead.
Don't desecrate.
Another one I got here was...
You're still unconvinced, I think, though.
Of curses?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like coincidence, basically.
I don't step on cracks to this day.
Well, do you walk under ladders?
Yeah, I don't
Would you do that? That's not a problem?
Yeah,
Black cats.
I'm not going to break my mom's back.
But that's superstitious. That's not a
really
curse.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when we talk about, like, superpowers, I just think about that. If you had a superpower, we're reading minds, flying, it'd be a pretty good superpower to have.
Curse people?
Yeah and it works. Ooh, that'd be a great power to have.
Fuck.
So when you say curse and you want to curse somebody, what kind of curses would you do?
Curse them to have cancer, curse them to their health.
It's like the movie Craft. It's totally dependent on the person that you're cursing.
So why would you want to give somebody like a curse rather than just instantly injure them?
Because I think a curse is like more fun. I mean, you could curse them to.
This is going back to the torture episode.
Does that make me evil?
Yeah, this is going back to the torture episode we had where you guys both agreed that you would torture people.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're doing is magical torture.
That hasn't changed. Magical torture.
It's even more fun.
That's what we should rename the episode. Magical torture.
Well, not only that, I mean,
I like it.
You can make them. I mean, you could curse them as far as like always being poor. You know what I mean? Never.
Magical spite.
Oh no, I like
or
this.
If they want to have kids, they were infertile. I mean, just you knew exactly what their wishes were, but you don't necessarily have to inflict pain. But
Dude can't get a chick, so you
not
curse
get
him
laid,
to get
right.
a bunch of chicks.
And if he does, he
but
can't get it up.
Yeah, there
shit
you
like
go.
that.
Enjoy
A
'em.
curse like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's so mean.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it would.
Oh man.
That'd be fucking terrible to do.
I'd curse
somebody,
I'd curse Ocho, man.
Do you have to be at your nature a generally spiteful person to want to do curses? I would have to say so.
And I am. Damn right I am. But you know, I think this is the proof that there can't be, because you know damn well they'd be cursing Trump. He'd have boils all over him.
Yeah.
Right?
Who's to say they probably 100,000 people have cursed Trump?
That's what I'm saying.
They'd
It can't
be
work.
huge.
It can't work.
The boils
He'd
would
be dead.
huge.
Right. He'd be dead. He'd have a
For
streetcar
that
in
matter,
his
you'd
stomach.
be dead. I'm sure you've had plenty of people
Oh,
who have
yeah.
cursed
Oh,
you.
I'd be dead. Yeah. I'd be
Looks
in
could
agony.
kill. I mean,
Well, I lost all my money in the stock market, so maybe somebody did curse me.
oh shit. Every bit of it, huh?
Well, not every, but just 90%.
You looking for a pimp? I could put you out there.
Yeah. How do you feel about pegging?
How much? Yeah. Okay.
Don't you worry about how much. I'll take care of the business, bitch.
There, listeners, I'm auctioning myself off.
All right. So another one of these curses I found in my
Sold American.
my research involves the final leader of the Knights Templar.
Oh yeah.
So his name was Jacques de Molay, and in sometime I believe it was what was it, 14th century? I don't know. Any which way, King Philip IV of France.
Yeah, I think it would have been 14th.
Yeah. Accuses the Knights Templar of heresy and orders Jacques de Molay burned at the stake. In his final screams, he lets out a curse that states that King Philip IV and the Pope, the current Pope at the time, shall both be dead within a year. Philip IV dies within about 7 months of a stroke while hunting, strokes out while hunting. He was only 46. The Pope died in a much more gruesome fashion. A month after they burnt Jacques alive at the stake, the church that the Pope was in was struck by a freak lightning storm. The church itself was struck by lightning. It caught on fire and burned the Pope alive inside the church.
All
Killing
right.
him.
Wow, that's the same fucking thing.
There's justice.
Now there's that again. I
Son of a
probably
bitch.
read through 50 or 60 instances of curses, and I only wrote down 6 or 7 of them today that sounded kind of interesting. That one there was
That's a
fucking
good one.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Batman.
Burned
you know?
alive.
Don't
Fuck.
mess with those Templars, man.
Yeah.
But they wiped them out. It still didn't help, because they didn't just burn him at the stake. They killed him. You know, they tried to wipe him out. Almost.
The
I guess
Templar?
Yeah, Knights Templar.
Yeah. That's why they went underground.
Yeah, they're pretty
Eventually, got with Nick Cage, made a movie.
Yeah, that's
much-
true.
Yeah, and that's a curse in itself.
Small appearance in Indiana Jones.
Have you guys ever heard of the Pulsa Denira curse?
Never heard of this one.
So this is a Jewish curse. It's Kabbalistic. It's a ceremony in which the destroying angels are invoked to block heavenly forgiveness of the subject's sins, causing all the curses named in the Bible to befall him, resulting in his death.
All of them?
All of them.
All 10? That's a lot of curses.
Wow.
Well, I guess the curses of Egypt. Frogs, lice,
Oh, that's
Those are
the
plagues,
plagues,
aren't they?
dude.
plagues. Yeah.
Yeah, those aren't really
Well,
curses.
what curses?
I didn't get. So it's more than just in the Bible. It's more than just the Kabbalah, the Bible. It's any of the ancient texts, Christian-based
Yeah.
texts. Any of those curses
So it'd be
will
like-
be
Do
put
have-
on you.
What are they?
Hebrew, Jewish, Christian, and be any
Yeah,
of
what
those.
are the
What are the curses?
Yeah.
All kinds of shit.
The
Bad
hell of
stuff,
being skinned
okay?
alive.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they say it's generally supposed to work within a year. The ritual is comprised of a group of ultra-Orthodox Jews meeting at a synagogue at midnight. They'll burn black candles and recite some ancient words to help bring the angels of destruction is how this works.
Jeez.
So it's as ritualistic as it gets. In 1987 and 1993, there's a story that says there was a group of archaeologists that were working around some ancient burial sites in Jerusalem,
Right.
pissed off the the old Orthodox Jews in the area, so they put on the old Pulsa Denira on them, and pretty much every one of these people died
Wow. There you go.
What happened to just like when I think of curse, I
within
don't.
a year. By the way, not just they eventually died. Everybody eventually
QED.
dies.
So I guess I don't know, man. When I think of curses, I don't think of somebody being like dead within a year. I think of it something like, you're like Armand said, you're either going to be fucking
What
broke
about that movie?
or you're going to lose all.
Thinner.
You're going to move.
You ever see Thinner?
I don't think so.
It's a Stephen King movie, I think, where this just gypsy cursed this rotund dude, and over the next year he got thinner and thinner and thinner until he was almost nothing and died.
Just wasted. Yeah, that's a curse to me.
Yeah.
So curses do end up in death for the majority of the part, like in your head, like at least.
Well, what if it's not death, but what if it's like Armand and all of his money's gone? He's got to live poor for the rest of his
Yeah,
life,
it's worse than death.
and he lives to be 100.
Yeah.
150.
No money and no looks.
No
The
chicks.
curse from Willow.
What
Which
was
one,
that
Bathmorda?
curse?
You're all pigs.
That was just more like a spell, though.
I think it was
I
a
guess that's a
spell.
curse.
I don't
kinda.
know.
But
'Cause
that's
it
what I'm
was
saying.
removed.
A curse to me isn't like, zap, you're dead. That's.
But it could be though.
Yeah, kind of. But if you're going to curse somebody, you want them to be miserable for
You could say any
Tuatha. And
for eternity.
Yeah.
I guess
That's a curse.
any spell put upon a person that has negative results,
Right,
you
I would
kind
call
of
that
consider
I think
by
that
definition a
qualifies.
curse.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a curse.
Yeah. Anyway, how about this? This is another example of the pulse of De Niro. On February 26, 2012, Tamario Na of the Israeli News.com interviewed Yosef Dayan, who, with rabbinical guidance, was involved in the pulse of De Niro of Yitzhak Rabin and Ariel Sharon. So
he died. He died. He was like in a coma for several years. He just died not too long ago, Sharon.
right.
Yeah, so that worked. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
They claim to have did the pulse of De Niro on the night of October 6, 1995. Here's this quote. Angels of destruction will hit him. He is damned wherever he goes. His soul will instantly leave his body, and he will not survive a month. Dark will be his path, and God's angel will chase him. A disaster he has never experienced will befall him, and all curses known in the Torah will apply to him. I deliver to you the angels of wrath and ire, Yitzhak, the son of Rosa Rabin, that you may smother him and specter of him, and cast him into hell, and dry up his wealth, and plague his thoughts, and scatter his mind that he may be steadily diminished until he reaches his death. Put to death the cursed Yitzhak. May he be damned, damned, damned.
Ooh, that's a boy.
So,
Boy, if any curse is going to work that one well.
Right.
yeah.
Sounded mischievous.
Yes, that's very well intoned to curse. I might use that one. That might work.
I gotta grab Kleenex.
You all right?
And blow my nose.
All right, okay, cool. They're actually claiming that Sharon himself was a victim of the De Niro curse.
Yeah,
So
he was
he
in
suffered
coma
two
for years.
strokes,
Yeah.
fought for his life until 2014.
Right.
Again, they take a complete
Yeah, the last I don't know, several years he was he was just a veggie. He was piece of squash.
piece of squash. We like to think of him as carrots.
I don't know, whatever, broccoli. I don't know. That's good.
What about the
We'll
Kennedy?
get to the Kennedy curse.
You
Yeah,
wanna get
somebody
to-
just
you wanna get
asked.
to it now?
Jessica just asked. Okay,
I'm
okay.
ready for it now.
Sure. That's
So-
that one works. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Kennedy curse? I'm sure you're aware of it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like John Jr. I mean, if you're dumb enough, you don't know how to fly, and you're flying without, you're not certified.
I had heard he was a pretty good pilot.
Yeah, but not to fly without instruments. He's flying in clouds, and nobody and
So he wasn't certified or
yeah,
had the
right.
experience
He
to do
didn't
that.
right. He didn't, we're not certified to fly like that.
Right.
So that one I think is kind of stupidity. Now that could be a curse too. You could be cursed with, I guess, hubris to think that you could fly through those conditions.
I could pull it off.
Okay, well you're all right. You're cursed too, I guess.
Not yet,
Just
but
don't take
I'm
your
on my way.
sister-in-law and your wife with you.
So they say the Kennedy curse was set off with President Kennedy
Yeah,
being
who cursed
assassinated
them?
in '63. This is one of those curses that just happens. Right? We were talking
Well, that's
earlier.
what I'm saying. Were they born under
It's
an
an
evil
apparent-
star?
Right. It's an apparent curse, if you will.
Well, their old man was a prick. So
Joseph?
yeah, he was a
Yeah.
real asshole.
I don't know him personally, but I hear.
Well,
hear
he's
the
a
same.
bootlegger, and he basically he was
He's a
the
Mason and all kinds of stuff.
He
right?
was the first. He was the first head of the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. Why? Because he made so much money cheating. So, well, we got to put a fox in charge of the hen house
Right.
here. He
Right.
knows all the dirty
So when the
tricks.
security companies
So
hire
let's-
hackers and shit
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So that's how he made his, that and bootlegging.
So it was like a brutal domino effect that followed after his death.
I think it's because he lobotomized his daughter too. That there
Joseph?
was, yeah, Joe, because they had a daughter that was a little screwy, and I guess she was kind of I forget what her name. It wasn't Rose was the wife, but the daughter was just not quite right, and it was an embarrassment to him to lobotomize her, and they just made a total. You don't want to talk
went in
about
with a paddle bit and
Talk about us. Yeah, just went in there with
What's
whatever.
that supposed to do? Like, I mean, I know it was a like medical procedure that they used to perform. Like, what was it supposed to do?
I'm not sure what the
lobotomy.
treatment was. Yeah, I don't know what the idea was.
Of
Didn't make her better, and it just turned her into a total vegetable.
Maybe that was the purpose of lobotomy.
Well, it worked. And, that guy was a real ass. I mean, she was just not right,
So it's used to remove specific brain areas
Right.
to treat patients from when all other treatments have failed. So they think you got a problem in this part of your brain that's causing your fucking schizophrenia.
right, or
Just pop it out.
epilepsy or something like that, I think, or
They just
whatever.
take
But
part
of it
she
out.
just wasn't normal. And,
Fuck.
yeah. And then she was, she was institutionalized for the rest of her life.
Well, yeah.
So
So
let's see what
that guy kind of deserved it.
Let's see what you think about this. Kennedy was assassinated in '63. 5
Right.
years later, Robert Kennedy is assassinated.
Well, don't forget the Joe Jr. He was shot down during the war.
Right.
In fact, you know how he died? Well, he's kind of a dumb shit too. Speaking of which, the Army or the Air Force, get a load of this. The Air Force was what they were basically making. We were trying to make it like a drone, except here's the deal: it was a bomber full of TNT or explosives, and you got a pilot on it, but they couldn't quite make it so the pilot takes it close to the target, parachutes out, and then somebody else from a plane nearby has a little, this little swizzle stick or not swizzle, but the stick, and he guides it in. But
Flight
he was
controls.
he's on this like flying bomb, and before he can parachute out, it blew up, which they tend to do, and that's how his son got killed.
It is a bomb.
Yeah, he's sitting on top of
Let's
all
talk
the
conspiracy.
couple-
Maybe he.
that was during World War II.
Maybe they took him out. Think about it.
Or is it curse?
You think whose kid he is? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could have been like, "Fuck you, Joe."
No, I mean, you never.
Or was it curse?
The kid could have been scorned about what happened to his dad and had some little hint about where, and all he had to say is one public thing. Watch it. I'm going to get you when I get older. There it is. 18 years old. I mean, they're going to fucking kill that guy.
What are you talking about?
Joe
Kennedy
Jr.,
said-
I
yeah.
guess.
Okay. What about Ted Kennedy? He survived a plane crash, thinking wouldn't have a problem, but then a couple years later, he drives off a fucking bridge, kills a woman who's with him, a woman named Mary Jo Kopechne.
Correct.
He didn't kill her from that, though. He just forgot her in the car, right? That's how she died from drowning, right?
Yeah, she didn't really forgot her. He got out, she did.
Yeah, he didn't try too hard to save her.
Yeah.
That's his story. Is he
That's the joke?
forgot the girl in the car?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
What did I forget? Oh, the fucking girl.
right.
He didn't report it till the next morning.
I think two things. I left the radio on, and there's a gal in the passenger seat. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Robert Kennedy's son died as a drug overdose. His other son dies in a skiing accident.
Damn, they're just taking any Kennedy out.
JFK Jr. dies in a plane crash, as we were talking before.
Right.
Mary Kennedy, the wife of RFK Jr., hung herself.
Ugh.
So
She probably was like, yeah, this family's fucking cursed, so I'm out.
I don't know though, man. I mean, they had a lot. They're very rich. You had a president. You got senators. I don't know how much of a curse you could have.
Yeah, I mean, no,
If they said you could live like Kennedy, or you could live like a Kennedy but you're going to be dead at like 45. I don't know, man.
I don't need to live like a
45
Kennedy.
good years, or maybe better.
Kennedy
than 80
seemed like
lousy
busy
ones.
folk, man. I'm not
yeah, dude, I'm not into
being
it.
that busy.
I'm not into it. I don't want to be Kennedy. I'm glad that there were
You
people
want to be
like him.
Rockefeller?
I don't want to be any of them. No, I don't want to be Rockefeller, especially.
I'd be a Rockefeller.
Oh, I'd love to be Rockefeller, man. How about Queen Elizabeth's like the Prince of Wales, something like that?
No.
You want to be royalty either?
Nah.
What do you want to be? Lottery rich?
No.
Yeah. What do you want?
I want superpowers.
Curse. The ability to curse.
Yeah. I mean,
The ability to curse and
Love
be
that'd be a
cursed.
great superpower, man.
All right, so there's this next. Moving on. There's
Yeah. Zap.
what would you curse? What would you curse Everett with right now?
curse me with deafness and blindness. I don't have to look or hear for you guys.
That'd be a blessing in this office.
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh no. Give you super hearing.
What would you do? How could you curse me? Think about that. If you wanted to bother me the most, what kind of curse would you give me?
Probably maybe make you like computer illiterate like me, that you couldn't
thank you.
figure out a stupid.
I got it.
You would know the first thing about computers.
That ain't what you do, Armand.
please.
You're helping
Well,
him.
you're his brother. Oh
You're
yeah.
helping
Oh,
him.
you're his brother. Okay, you tell me. I don't know what.
Minor inconveniences.
I got
Nothing serious.
That's what
like
our
his
day is
internet
every
blinks
single
off
day.
every 30 seconds.
Really? Just
Something like that.
irritate minor
Yeah, just
irritants.
minor
I'm
stuff.
constantly irritated anyway. What's the difference between
Well,
that
that's what
and
I'm saying.
regular life?
Eventually, another week of that, it'll put you over the top. You'll kill somebody.
I'm already there. I'm ready
Go
to kill
mad.
What did I do? What did you kill me
Nothing
for?
specific.
Oh, okay.
He's
I'm
got
just
minor
saying, fuck.
irritants.
You're next. Calm down, Armand. You're next.
Oh, it's
Closest
a
people to
snowball
me.
effect. Yeah.
I mean, you're slightly closer, but if I'm picking one of you two to kill instantly, I'm going to go ahead and kill him just because
Well, yeah, it's because your brother.
I've been long enough.
Because I'm the stronger one.
Yeah, you know what
yeah,
Jean
'cause
Paul
he's the
Sartre
stronger,
said.
stronger smelling.
Hell is other people.
It is,
Isn't that
man.
the truth?
It is. All right, so how about this? There's a group of runestones that were found in Blekinge, Sweden, called the Bjorktorp runestone.
Right, did you make that up?
I'm sure I'm fucking that
You're
up.
a member of
From
ABBA?
Sweden?
They date back to the 6th century AD and measure up to 4.2 meters in height. Some of these stones appear in circles. Some of them stand alone. But one of them, the actual Bjorktorp stone, bears the following inscription: I, master of runes, conceal here runes of power. Incessantly plagued by maleficence, doomed to insidious death, is he who breaks this monument. I prophesy destruction, the prophecy of destruction. It kind of gets weird there at the end. So what it says, the local legend relates to the curse that was once tested and proved. A very long time ago, a man wanted to remove the stone so he to get more land to cultivate on, right? Open up some farmland. He piled a wood around it in order to heat it up, and then he was going to pour water on it to crack it. So the weather was dead calm, and there was no wind. Until he lit the fire when a sudden gust of wind comes and turns the direction of the flame, setting the man's hair on fire. Ooh. He throws himself to the ground to try to put it out, but it spreads to his clothes, and he dies of fucking
my
being burnt to
God.
death right then. But the fire around the stone was extinguished immediately as if an enormous hand had enveloped it and smothered it out.
When did this happen? Oh,
That's
that's a local legend.
This is
okay.
local legend, yeah.
Local here or local where?
In Sweden.
Blekinge.
Oh, yeah, Bjorkenfjorken.
Blekinge, Sweden.
Blekinge, Sweden, eh?
Yeah, why don't
That's
you do your
from
Swedish?
Sweden.
Yeah, why don't you do your Swedish
Ja.
accent?
Ja, Inga? Ja?
Funny.
It's not
What do you think
funny.
about that one, though?
It's not funny.
That one's weird. That one's weird as shit.
I don't like that one.
I mean, you go play around with fire, you might get burned.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. So, like, I'm a little bit vague in the fact that I think that if my hair caught on fire, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die from
well,
that.
his clothes caught on fire after that.
Yeah.
Your hair's not going to catch your clothes on fire.
Not your short hair. This is Sweden back in the day.
Yeah, probably the long.
Yeah, we get it. You need a haircut. You need a trim.
I don't know. He's still got that Stephen Baldwin look.
Yeah, he needs to fucking cut that. He's looking like a weirdo.
Jeez.
He thinks he's going to be cool and get long hair, I guess. Somebody needs to tell him that's not cool.
That'll get you laid.
Ponytail back here.
Sure.
Will it? By what?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Chicks love it, man.
Horses
Long
love
hair,
it.
is that a thing, really? I don't know.
Man, don't do chicks.
I'm not doing it for a chick. I want to do it for myself. You know how fucking cool Steven Seagal is?
Oh, Moto's back on his back. Sorry about that, Moto.
Oh, yeah.
I just got a text saying he was back.
He's on my team.
I'm Team Armand for the duration of the day.
All right.
The result of that. All right. Have
Another
you ever heard
minor
of,
inconvenience.
and this is kind of a bullshit one, too. But
No, this is a good one. This one worked.
it stopped eventually.
Yeah, but even the... Well, go ahead.
So the curse of Tippecanoe, a.k.a. Tecumseh's curse.
Yes.
So the
This is
name
a good one.
derives from the Battle of Tippecanoe in 1811. As governor of the Indian Territory, William Henry Harrison used questionable tactics in the negotiation of the 1809 Treaty of Fort Wayne with the local Native Americans, in which they ceded large tracts of land to the U.S. government. The treaty further angered the Shawnee leader Tecumseh and brought government soldiers and Native Americans to the brink of war in a period known as Tecumseh's War.
Makes sense, yeah.
Tecumseh and his brother organized a group of Indian tribes designed to resist the westward expansion of the United States. Bad idea. That didn't work out for anybody.
Right.
Any which way, in 1811, Tecumseh's forces, led by his brother, attacked Harrison's army in the Battle of Tippecanoe, earning Harrison fame and the nickname Old Tippecanoe. In an account of the aftermath of the battle, Tecumseh's brother, Tenskwatawa,
That's a good one.
known as the Prophet, supposedly said a curse against Harrison and future presidents electing during years with the same in number as Harrison, which I thought was a weird fucking curse. But it goes on.
Yeah.
From then until the election of Ronald Reagan in 1980, every president elected in a year ending in a 0 died while serving their term. The years and presidents who suffered this curse were in 1840, William Henry
Harrison.
dies of natural causes.
1860, Abraham Lincoln assassinated.
Right.
1880, Garfield assassinated by Gitto. 1900, McKinley assassinated by Leon Czolgosz.
Yep.
1920, Harding dies.
This fucking guy knows every one
Are
of
you
them.
kidding me? 1920, he died in San Francisco from I think he ate too many strawberries or something.
Yeah, natural causes.
He was
they say,
banging
yeah.
somebody. Yeah, he was a mess. 1940, and this is really weird. Not only did Roosevelt die of natural cause, cerebral hemorrhage,
Right.
but the guy who beat Wendell Willkie also died within a year, or in the early 40s.
So one way or the other, that
right.
was-
If he'd have won, he'd have still been dead. And then 1960, of course, we know Kennedy was shot.
Yeah,
But
right.
here's the thing: 1980, Reagan survived assassination.
Exactly.
So
Did
did
he?
Bush in
Did he, though?
2000, because an Armenian guy tried to lob
I
a
was
grenade
unaware
at
of
him.
that one.
Yeah.
Lobbed a grenade at him?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Remember that Artunian?
And then there was Bush the lesser who survived that attempt in
The shoe.
Iraq, the shoe.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's that Bush. No, but somebody threw a grenade at him.
At W. Bush,
Yeah.
not HW?
Yeah, an Armenian guy, Artunian.
The guy's like, I know what he could envision is planes flying into buildings. That guy? The son?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, W.
W.
Yeah. So
Not
it's still
HW.
going on. Whoever wins in 2020, I think they're gonna. May come back.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird. What if Reagan had died? Can you imagine it's just that's a modern death?
Who was his vice president?
Bush.
Okay.
Yeah, George Herbert.
Never mind.
Right, Herbert Walker Bush. And it was Hinckley tried to shoot him.
Right, John Hinckley.
Or he did shoot him.
Yeah, ended up shooting Brady.
Pretty damn close
Got
to
the
killing
Brady
him, too.
bill, whole thing happened, and
Damn.
this whole thing. So that's all I got for like the
But that's,
the best
for
ones
that
I
curse,
could come up with.
hey, that's. What do you think? Just coincidence?
I think coincidence. President's going to die.
A lot of people want to kill a president, man.
Oh well, I mean, a lot of those too were just died in their, in office. But I guess or actually every one of them that's been shot was elected in a 20-year, wasn't it, or a 0 year? Yeah.
Has there ever been a president that's died Never mind. That's a dumb question. Never mind.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
every one of them.
natural
Every one of
causes.
them.
Zachary Taylor died of natural causes. Roosevelt, natural.
William Henry Harrison. No, which
Yeah.
one was it that read the
William
inauguration for like 6
yeah,
hours,
William Henry
got a
Harrison.
cold and died a month
Yeah,
later?
2 hours in a driving range. And he was
20
old
days, I
anyway.
think he was.
like 67.
Was
And he
that
didn't wear a
old?
coat, you know. It was like, so apparently he caught a chill and died. They tried it. I mean, Andrew Jackson, guy, had two pistols pointed at him, and they both misfired, which is like the odds are like
What?
1 in a trillion or something of that happening. Yeah.
What?
And then Jackson beat him up with a cane.
It just whooped the shit out.
Yeah, I beat the holy
They
shit out
both
of him.
misfired?
Yeah.
I don't find that hard to believe, though. I don't believe that pistols were
odds
made
were-
as good
I
back
don't know,
then as
but
they are
two?
today.
Boy,
Yeah,
that's,
2.
they say the odds against
I have
that.
to know what kind of gun it was. Was it like a fucking
Bet you it
charge
wasn't a
gun
Colt.
or was
I don't think it was a flintlock or
Yeah,
anything.
Colt.
hard to say? So what about you ever heard of the poltergeist curse?
Yeah. Well, I know the little girl died.
I just
young.
heard of it from
She
you.
died during the filming of the third one.
Yeah.
Strangely enough.
Oh, did she?
During
she
the
went
filming.
to but she went to a doctor. So I mean, anybody tries that.
Well,
And
they took her to the hospital.
Yeah,
She
they
had a
misdiagnosed
fever,
her.
and she ended up dying of sepsis.
Yes, because the
Well,
doctors
what-
couldn't figure
Some
out what the
stomach
matter
shit,
with her.
yeah.
It was some stomach issues as well.
Yeah.
As the matter with
What do
her?
we keep telling people? Don't
Carol
go to the
Ann?
hospital.
That's her name, right? Carol Ann?
Carol Ann,
Carol Ann.
lead us to the light. That was a great movie. I still to this day, I don't think
Fucking heard that old lady's, short old lady's
there's...
voice.
Zelda Rubinstein, what was the character name? Tangieri?
Tangieri.
Yeah.
That was the little girl's name.
Fuck,
No,
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 not the
that-
little girl.
The medium that they had, there is a presence in this house.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's right.
Very
She had
good,
like
very
the beehive haircut. You know
She
what
had
I mean?
that amulet or
Yeah, that
whatever.
big fucking
She walks
stone.
around rubbing it.
What was the name of that little girl?
Carol Ann.
Yeah.
No, I mean
Carol Ann.
Heather O'Rourke or whatever.
Heather O'Rourke. Yeah, she was like what 13, 14. I mean,
Something like I think 12.
okay, yeah.
Man, even that third one, I don't remember the second one so much as I do the first and the third. That third one, people shit on, but it was really good. Tom Skerritt was the lead.
Oh, Tom, I like
Nancy
him.
Allen, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She was RoboCop's
Yeah.
partner. She's been in a bunch of other stuff
Wasn't
too.
she in Raiders of the Lost Ark too? Wasn't she
The
Marion?
sequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark 2?
Isn't that Nancy Allen?
I don't think so. No, you're thinking of it's something Allen, but not Nancy Allen.
Oh, okay. Maybe not. Yeah.
Raiders.
Eliz-
What's her name? Karen Allen?
Karen Allen. Yeah, that's her.
Let me see.
Yeah, Karen Allen.
Mutt's mom?
Yeah, Karen Allen. Mutt?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
See, now Luar's talking about Bruce Lee's curse. I don't think it was a curse. I thought it was a death touch. Now that's the
Dim Mock?
Dim Mop.
Yeah, the guy supposedly gave him the death touch.
I can do that.
I've
Which
never
could be
heard
a
about that
curse.
either.
Yeah,
Right.
because I was looking. You know, they always advertise. You know, because I get into martial arts shit.
Yeah.
And they always advertise. They've got some gimmick and said, "I'm the guy that killed Bruce Lee." I remember getting the thing. It's like you want to learn the death touch.
Yeah.
You hit him just at this supposedly at the right time
There's
in the right place.
A bunch of different death
Yeah.
touches out there. They're all bullshit. The death touches hit you hard enough in any spot that's like a pressure point, basically, it'll kill you.
But
I
that's I don't know if that's like what he's referring to.
No, he's talking about the 5-point exploding palm technique.
What was the name of the lady who played the mom in that movie?
Karen Allen.
Poltergeist. No, not Karen. That was the aunt, the third one. I'm talking about the first movie. Sorry, Jo Beth Williams.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she-
Jo Beth Williams. Yeah.
She did an interview, and this was backed up by the prop people, that stated that the skeletons and corpses you saw in that were actually leased from a real medical supply house. So there were real skeletons and real cadavers used on that set.
Really?
Right, because they're cheaper than the plastic ones.
Well, at the time, they said there wasn't even a such thing really as fake skeletons.
yeah, I don't
So they
remember.
had-
when I was in school, we had real skeletons. Yeah, no, we ain't plastic.
So
yeah.
they are saying that part of this was caused by actual, real bodies being used.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty
But you would
fucked
think
up.
they'd use them in other movies too. There's skeletons all over the place. Universal has all kinds of, the old Universals, and they weren't plastic. I know they had to be real.
I wonder if there's laws against that nowadays that you can actually use like human cadavers in movies to like portray
Probably
a dead
grandfather
body.
ruled, you know what I mean? Like you got the skeleton now, but you
No,
can
but
use that one, but don't make any new ones.
So say like you're doing a big bloodbath scene in your movie. Can you go get a couple cadavers and throw them on the ground and fucking?
I wouldn't think so. There's like
Is there laws against that? That's what I'm asking. I
I
don't
would say
know.
like
About what?
sanitary laws. You know what I mean? You can't just have human blood and body parts all over the
No, they
place.
said there's bleeding. You're going to use the fake blood like you would normally.
But there's
you're gonna
still
throw a couple
flesh.
cadavers on the ground for your movie.
I don't think you can do that.
I
Okay,
think
yeah,
you do
no.
that
You
either.
hire extras.
We're not doing
I
that.
was an extra once.
Hire
There's
extras.
lay there
Laws
for
about-
It's
6
cheaper
hours
if you
as
get a
guy-
cadaver.
There are laws about handling the bodies, right? I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
Just
oh,
fucking-
yeah.
You can't just do that.
Even
Throw 'em
in medical school, I mean, they've got very strict laws about you can't, because I know a couple of guys supposedly took one to a football game or something. It was like that. That was
Oh
like
yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have a little respect for the dead and don't like. I remember my buddy was juggling testicles and that didn't go over well with the TA.
Go back to that. He was whose
well,
testicles?
Mine.
Our cadavers testicles. Well,
Just
not
put 'em-
ours.
cut
'cause
'em
we had a
both off?
woman. Yeah. He
That's fucked
dissected
up.
them and he was playing around and put those down.
Yeah.
Those aren't toys.
Drop those balls, son.
Set the balls down and step away, young man.
Put them back in the chest cavity where they belong and step away. I was never good at
Put them
anatomy.
back in the carcass's mouth.
That's funny. What about the Superman curse?
I don't know about it. You talking about Christopher Reeves?
So George Reeves, the original.
Yeah, but that's kind of tainted. I don't know. I think he was killed.
You think he was killed? You don't think it was suicide?
No.
Have you seen the movie Hollywoodland?
Yeah,
I
it's a
haven't
good
actually
movie.
watched it. Was it pretty good?
Yeah, it's good.
It's supposed to go over the whole situation with him. Was he a gay man, George Reeves? Why am I thinking of that? He was
I don't
gay.
think so. I mean, they're
What am I
all
thinking of?
they're all
Hollywoodland's about
suspect.
John Holmes, isn't it?
What's that? No,
Hollywoodland.
that's
No,
Winterland.
Winterland.
Oh, okay.
Shit, sorry.
Yeah, George Reeves. Yeah, he played Superman, of course, but he was fucking around with a bigwig's wife. I think it was Eddie Manx's wife.
One of the studio heads or something?
Not the studio head, but one of the quote fixers. This is the guy that if like you get caught with cocaine or whatever, he fixes it.
Right, where you
And
killed a
you
hooker
didn't
and they
mess
gotta get
with
rid of the
him.
body.
Right.
He's your Mr. Wolf
You
style
don't
guy.
mess with this dude. And I think he got mad, and Eddie fixed him. That's what I think, because nobody thinks he was suicidal, although his career was kind of taken. Because he's Superman, he couldn't get any other parts.
Right.
So yeah, there's that problem with it, and the fact that he either died or committed suicide, more or less young, which is weird. Christopher Reeve becomes paralyzed after falling off of his horse. Eventually
Eastern
dies.
Express. That was the horse's name.
Eastern Express was the horse's name.
What's that?
Trivia
What's the
question.
significance?
Trivia question.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what was the horse that threw Christopher Reeve.
Dana Reeve, the wife of Christopher Reeve, died from lung cancer. Not even a smoker. 44 years
happens.
old. Happens. But Lee Quigley, the kid who played the Superman in the 78 Superman who lifted up the truck at the end of the little baby guy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
He died in 1991 at the age of 14 from solvent abuse. Apparently he was
Solvent
huffing.
abuse?
He was huffing stuff and died from it.
Wow.
Gasoline, I think they said.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Margot Kidder, this is pretty famous. She had bipolar. She was completely fucking off
She's
her rocker.
dead. Yeah, they found her behind a bush somewhere.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah. She's dead. She died.
I thought it was recent.
A few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster were abused by DC Comics. These are guys that originally created.
What does that mean?
This is just in the list of stuff. They
Sexual abuse, probably.
Yeah, I think I don't think they got any money. I know they got screwed out of money.
basically that's it. They
Yeah.
didn't get the money and the recognition
Yeah.
they deserve.
Oh.
Dean Cain, the actor who
What
played
happened to him?
nothing. He has had nothing happen to him since then.
Yeah,
Same
well,
thing with
Look
Brandon
out,
Ruth.
Dean Cain.
That's all right. I trade plays with Dean Cain.
Well, I'm talking about his. Well, yeah, he's a I guess a good-looking fellow, but his
Nice.
career did absolutely jack shit. He did Ripley's Believe It or Not for a while.
I watched it.
Yeah, Ripley's was okay.
Yeah, Superman did Ripley's Believe It or Not.
But other than that,
think the
also
whole-
Brandon Ruth, the guy that played him in Superman Returns,
What happened to
his
him?
career was gone to poop
Yeah.
completely after that too.
Yeah, but those movies stink. Of course, that's
Well,
the curse.
Well,
the
listen,
guys that
you thought
watched
the
them is
real-
cursed too.
The Real Adventures of Superman, you thought sucked? That TV show? It went on for like 7 or 8 seasons. Went into
I didn't
syndication.
see that one.
Now,
I'm
did
talking
they-
about the movies.
Yeah. Did they fire the guy though, Brandon? Whatever.
Ruth?
Yeah.
No, I
they
mean,
said
he-
there's a different Superman going to be playing him now, right?
well, Henry Cavill played him in the last Superman movies. So he played him in The Man of Steel,
And
Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League.
Oh, okay.
I actually like the second Reeve movie best with Gene Hackman and the three. The three.
Amigos.
No,
Not the tree
Zod
amigos.
for
Yeah, Zod. Right.
Ah.
Ferrer. What's her
Right.
name?
The woman and then the big
fucking
hulking
hulking
guy. Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Have
I
you not
liked-
seen the remake of Man of Steel where it's those three characters again?
Oh, great.
Oh, dude, it was really good.
Why is it so? Why?
What
You didn't have
remake?
Gene Hackman who
no,
played
who
Superman?
Luther
This
was
guy.
Jesse Eisenberg, right?
Henry Cavill.
Oh.
The guy they got to play Superman has the best, in my opinion, physique and build and look for Superman.
Yeah,
Bar
but they
none.
can put that in a uniform, don't they? That's not his.
They show him rather early on in the movie without a shirt on where he
Yeah.
does his fucking feat of strength. The guy's ripped. He looks like the perfect body type for Superman. He plays it in a soft-spoken manner, but whenever he needs it, he's got the rage. You have to be Superman.
So you don't think
I'll give it a
Christopher Reeve
9.
did a good job?
Christopher Reeve was good. He was more like the simpleton Boy Scout version.
Yeah.
The new one is a lot like that too. He's a little more angsty. They really updated it and it's almost the same storyline as that original movie, but they updated it for today's audience. I thought they did a great job.
And they're going to put Marlon Brando in that movie, but he wanted like $7 million again. He said, "Look, you're only in it for like 2 minutes."
Oh, and the
I still
second-
want $7 million.
Did you know the
Fuck you,
Richard Donner, the guy that did the first Superman movie,
uh-huh.
did the second Superman movie, but he got fired like halfway through it, and another person finished it, recut it, and they made Superman 2. They were filmed at the same time, Superman 1 and Superman 2.
Really?
So eventually they came out with a new cut of Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. So there's 2 different versions of Superman 2 out there.
I didn't know that.
Why don't we get that?
Nobody talks about Superman 3 because it was
No, that was
it was
awful.
horrible.
Wasn't that Richard Pryor? Yeah.
It's crap.
They made that supercomputer that
Yeah.
fucking was dumb. Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. A lot of people shit on it. It was a canon movie,
I liked it.
but
That's the
I
one with
liked
the guy with the black cape.
Yeah, the solar dude.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think
he
I've
was
seen that
solar,
one.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's just like your Rocky 4, you know. He takes on the big guy just like him.
It was Rocky 4 of Superman.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Lex Luthor and his nephew.
Is Gene Hackman in it?
Yeah.
Is he Lex Luthor?
He was still Lex Luthor.
Okay, well, it's got to be reasonably
They go to the
good.
museum. They clip a piece of Superman's hair that they've got in a display case showing how strong like one Superman hair go up 1,000 pounds.
10,000 is what that was.
Or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They come up with some sort of fucking biological goo, like a little piece of brain and some cloth. They stuff it in this little I don't know, metal tin.
Yeah.
Strap it to the side of all these side of a nuclear rocket, which Superman coincidentally has been disarming the world. They've been shooting all the rockets up into space. Superman's gathering them and then tossing them into the sun. Well, they took this little kit of Superman DNA and parts, and it got thrown into the sun, and out pops this solar baby that instantly fucking grows into a full-size supervillain based off Superman's DNA. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Without sunlight, he was nothing. If you dark,
that's right, because that dude was a baby at the beginning, right?
He was nothing. Remember they put in that little look like a chunk of brain.
No, I don't remember that part, but I remember that dude
when he comes out of the sun.
Yeah,
it looks like a placenta comes flying out of the sun and it ultra ages to a fully uniformed supervillain who has basically no personality, but
zero.
But he beats the living shit out of Superman right off the bat. Claws him and gives him some sort of weird ass sickness that puts him almost down for the count. And then eventually Superman comes back inexplicably and wins.
I gotta watch that movie again.
Yeah.
What did he do? Put him in a shadow or something?
He did. He locked him inside of a. No. There was two ends to that fight. So the first end saw Superman take and trap him in an elevator, and then take that elevator, pulls it out of the building, flies off to the moon, and puts him on the moon.
Dark side of the moon?
No,
not the side facing the sun.
Just
how would that help?
You're right. It didn't. So what happened was
dumb idea.
The door was slightly cracked, right? And here comes sunrise on the moon, comes up over the horizon, and the sun goes through the crack, and just a little bit it hits that little sun fucking solar baby, and here he comes out of there, fucking smoking off towards Superman.
Right.
Superman eventually again beats the shit out of him and tosses him into, and this makes no sense to me, into the water tower of a fucking nuclear power plant. And somehow he gets put into the reactor and they turn him into electricity. It's a comic book movie, but whatever.
He got turned into electricity at the end of that?
Remember, he drops him in the cooling tower, which somehow supercharges the reactors. You see the guys sitting at the control panels. All the needles on the dials go
melt down.
No, I don't, man.
Superpower, yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, I'll check it out, I guess, if it's free.
You right. Damn right you will, Armand.
Here's another one everybody else seems to know about is the 27 Club.
Right.
This is pretty famous.
Yeah, this is classic.
So the 27 Club is some really famous musicians, actors, celebrities who all died at the age of 27. Notable members include Kurt Cobain.
Yes.
Jimi Hendrix died at 27. Ron Pigpen McKernan from the Grateful Dead. That's where I actually get my gaming name is Pigpen.
Yes.
Janis Joplin. Jim Morrison. Famous bluesist Robert Johnson. Amy Winehouse. Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones. Fat Pat, I figured you know who that is.
Yeah, Fat Pat Blowing Killer can't be denied.
He's 27 and he died as well in the 27 Club. Didn't know that. Never even heard of him. And there's probably another 100 less well-known people who have died at the age of 27.
That's crazy.
Coincidence or what?
Oh yeah, obviously, but weird nonetheless.
It's an angst-ridden age.
Do you think any of these people, like for instance, even Kurt Cobain, do you think maybe he killed himself on purpose to enter that club, or at least was in his mind, or?
You think that it's a prestige to be in there or something?
Think about this.
Among the people that are in there.
You're up and coming, right? You're fucking depressed as hell. And you're like, my career is nothing.
You could be immortal.
Maybe I can join this club of these famouses and get put in. A fucked up person might think that.
Too big of a juice ain't worth the squeeze, man.
Obviously to us.
Yeah, but this guy's a little.
But you can immortalize. If you could put yourself on the same pedestal as
Yes.
Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix by just taking your own life that you didn't want anyway.
Don't you think Courtney Love killed him though? Isn't that the new theory?
I mean, there's
She
a lot
blew
of
him away?
theories. I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
I honestly don't know.
I don't know. Who knows what a lunatic's thinking? You know.
Indeed. What about the curse of the Bambino? You aware of that one?
No, and that's Babe Ruth, I assume, right?
Yes.
So yeah, before the start of the 1920 season, the Red Sox traded fucking George Herman Babe Ruth off to the New York Yankees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Starting a 90 fucking year drought from winning a World Series. So the story goes here. Here's how I've got it. They traded him before the 1920 season. Before that, they had been one of the most successful professional baseball team franchises, winning the first World Series and amassing 5 World Series victories in the first 15 years that there was World Series.
Yeah.
After the trade, they went without a World Series title for nearly a century, as the previously lackluster Yankees became one of the most successful franchises in North American sports. It's said that the point has become a focal point of the rivalry between the Sox and the Yankees. in a little personal note, they beat the Cardinals in 2004 to end
4
that.
straight.
So
And
that's kind of a bummer.
And the idea,
We're big well, not big Cardinals people, but we're Cardinals fans here.
Hey, man, we're from St. Louis. You represent hometown. That's what you do.
and they were down 3-0 in the championship series and won 4 straight.
Oh, that was a reverse sweep, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And they won 4 more against us, so 8 in a row.
8 in a row. They were down 3-0, like you said, against the Yankees themselves.
Unheard of, yeah.
It says here, before Ruth left Boston, they had won 5 of the first 15, with Ruth pitching for the 1916-1918 championship teams. They had not played. The Yankees had not played in any World Series up until that time. In the 84 years after the sale, the Yankees played in 39 World Series, winning 26 of them.
Jesus.
That's nearly half of all World Series
Yeah.
included the fucking Yankees in 84 years.
Yeah, but what's the percentage of that? If you get
like
to
45%.
39 World Series and win fucking 26 of them, or was it 34 World Series?
So that's
They
exactly
won 2 out of 3.
66% there.
Yeah. But they were in
66%,
39, yeah.
That's crazy.
Twice as many as any other team in the Major League. Meanwhile, over the same span, the Red Sox played in 4 series and lost each of them in 7 games.
Yeah, we beat them twice.
Yeah.
Cardinals beat them 46 and 67.
I just thought that was pretty
And
nuts.
then
That is crazy,
They lost
dude.
to the Mets, and that was a bad one. Remember, they had the game 1, and
Buckner,
yeah,
yeah.
the ball went right between
Oh,
his
man,
legs.
Buckner.
That
That's
was
classic.
bad. They were by 2 in the bottom of the 12th or 13th inning. They had that
They
one
shouldn't have
salted
made him
away.
play second base.
What about the curse of the Billy Goat? I doubt you've ever heard of this one, Eric.
Oh,
No, I have
Oh,
not.
you haven't heard
This
this?
is a
You
pretty
didn't
cool
catch
one.
that
You're not a
reference,
sports
Everett?
guy, huh?
What's that?
You didn't catch that
I
reference?
probably wasn't paying attention.
Buckner. I said anything. I said, yeah, they should have made him
stink,
play.
Buckner.
They shouldn't have made him play second base.
Oh, yeah, Parenthood.
Yeah.
So the curse of the Billy Goat is a curse on the Chicago Cubs that started in 1945.
Yep.
As the story goes, Billy Cianis, a Greek immigrant who had 2 $7.20 box seats to Game 4 of the 45 World Series between the Cubs and the Tigers, decided to take on his pet goat, Murphy. The goat wore a blanket with a sign pinned to it which read, "We got Detroit's goat." That's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, it's rather clever.
So he and his goat were allowed into Wrigley Field and even paraded about on the field before the game, before the ushers intervened and led them off the field. After a heated argument, both him and his goat were permitted to stay in the stadium, occupying the box seat for which he had paid for. Before the game was over, though, he and the goat were ejected from the stadium at the command of the Cubs owner, Philip Knight Wrigley, due to the animal's questionable odor.
I wouldn't question that order.
Well, it's objectionable, whatever.
Yes, noisome.
Because the Cubs organization had insulted his goat, Cianis was outraged and allegedly placed a curse upon the Cubs that they would never win another pennant or play in a World Series at Wrigley Field. The Cubs lost Game 4 and eventually the whole 1945 series, prompting Cianis to write Wrigley from Greece saying, "Who stinks now?" Following a third-place finish in the National League in 46, the Cubs would finish in the league's second division for the next 20 consecutive years. The streak ended in 67 after they got a new manager.
Yeah.
But they still didn't get to Cardinals went to the World Series that year and beat the Sox.
So don't fuck around with your fans who bring goats.
Until 2016.
So if you're thinking about getting us something, don't get us a goat.
I'd like a goat.
You want a goat?
I'll take a goat.
You won't have to mow your yard anymore.
Yeah, I'm fine. All right, what about the Madden curse? Are you familiar with this one?
Yeah.
What about you?
Right.
So being apparently on the cover of the Madden games is a bad thing for your career.
Like the video games?
Yeah, the
the
Madden
EA.
video games.
Yeah, the Madden.
EA Sports, yeah, those.
Right.
It's in the game.
Let's see.
Yep.
I got a link
You don't want to
here.
be on the cover of that.
So although it's generally considered to be an honor, some football players resent actually being on the cover. Apparently, many of the athletes who have appeared on the cover either have a horrible season afterward or end up on the injured list or completely fade into obscurity. So let me see here. I got a nice list of people. Actually, I have a list here that breaks down who was on the cover of every year and whether or not they were touched by the curse at all. So for Madden 19, it was Antonio Brown. The curse didn't strike him. Madden 2018 cover guy, Tom Brady. Curse did not strike him.
No, not him.
2017, Rob Gronkowski. The curse strikes him.
He dead.
No, he's not.
No, he's not dead. That's fake
Not
news.
dead at all. Gronkowski missed the first 2 games of the 2016 season with a hammy injury. He appeared sparingly in weeks 3 and 4, but didn't start until week 5 against the Browns, where he racked up 109 yards. He was productive in the start in the next 5 games, but in week 11, he suffered a pulmonary contusion after being on the receiving end of a huge hit. He was kept out of the week 11 contest against San Fran. He came back and starting lineup the following week, but he left early, and he hadn't even caught a single pass with a back injury. He went under surgery, repair a herniated disc in December of 2016, where he would remain for the rest of the season. He ended with 540 yards and 25 catches. So he was on the cover and just had a shit season after the year before.
So, that's the only. You got any more instances?
No. Yeah, there's a whole bunch more.
Oh, okay.
2016 was Odell Beckham Jr., no curse. 2015 was Richard Sherman. No curse. Madden 14, which is Madden 25, was Adrian Peterson. It says the curse struck him.
Yeah. That's when he beat up his wife, I guess, right? Or his kid or something.
Doesn't look like it.
He hasn't been the same.
So the start of his 2013 season looked good with a 78-yard rushing touchdown on the first carry of the game, but he struggled for the first half of the season with a nagging foot injury. He played only 14 games and the team itself dropped to 5-10-1 after he was declared done for the season in December due to the same foot injury. So next year, shit season. Calvin Johnson in 2013, no curse. Peyton Hills in 2012, the curse apparently strikes him. He only played 10 games in that season, accumulating just 587 rushing yards, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's shit.
Drew Brees, the curse struck him. He was the 2011 guy. The 2010 season wasn't a terrible disappointment. Brees had one of his worst seasons to date. The usually accurate passer threw twice as many interceptions as he had in previous years, and his lackluster performance led to a playoff defeat in the first week of the postseason. The loss was especially disappointing given that New Orleans lost to Seattle, the first team in NFL history to make it to the playoffs without a losing record. So that's a bummer. Yeah, going on, we got Larry Fitzgerald. Apparently, he had a bad season the year after. I'm just going to name some names here. We're getting old. Brett Favre, the curse struck him. Let's see what his.
Yeah, what happened to him?
So it says no sooner than the Madden NFL cover debuted with Brett Favre with his Green Bay jersey than the quarterback suddenly decided he wasn't done with the league after all. So I guess he was already in retirement at that point. He eventually signed with the Jets and had a relatively decent season. Marred by off-field issues more than anything else on the field, only sustained an injury to his right shoulder late in the season that would plague him for the remaining 3 seasons leading up to his second retirement in 2011.
He did shit after he came back, right?
Yeah, but it's because he was on the cover. Vince Young apparently had a shit year in 2008, 2007. With Sean Alexander.
I wonder if Tiger Woods is the same way because he was on the EA game on the cover and everything. And then
every fucking year, though.
Yeah, but exactly. That's why his karma stacked up. He got fucked.
Oh, so he did really. It's like he sold his soul.
He had to give his XLA like $30 million or something.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch more. There's fucking 50 people that have been on the curse of this game. Some of them did bad, some of them did good. But apparently a lot of people aren't too keen on becoming
I think you omitted a couple. Now, the Hope Diamond is supposed to be cursed. It's in the Smithsonian now, but the owners of the...
Yeah, the Hope Diamond was an interesting one. They eventually recut that one down, and it's cursed too.
Yeah.
So
owners of that. The Kohinoor, that's another gem.
Right, that was on top of a crown for a while, right?
Now, women that had it supposedly were okay, but guys, any of the
that's
guys
what I found interesting about that one.
Yeah.
Women were not affected. Any male owners of that jewel.
How is that? It's just a story that they made
curse,
up about
dude.
it?
I don't know. I didn't put the curse on it.
And that makes me think.
But how about Macbeth? You know the curse of the Scottish play. You're not supposed to say. In fact, I almost got in a fight with a guy. I was doing a play once. And I was in the dressing room, and I said something about, I was in Macbeth, and I goes, don't ever say that. Because, it's supposed to be, if you ask these drama people, you always call it the Scottish play, because it's supposed to be terrible luck to say Macbeth in the dressing room or whatever. Now, I think that originated because there were 2 actors. One of them was McCready, and the other one, I forget his name, but... they were both playing Macbeth apparently in New York at the same time, and there was this big to-do about which one was a better actor. One was English, and McCready was English, and the other guy was
British is what you
British. And the other guy was American, a good guy, a Yank. And it turned into a riot. It got bad, and the cops and the military showed up, and 21, 30
over
people.
A better actor?
Yeah, well, that's what started it, and there was a riot, and 30 people were killed.
Holy shit!
So yeah, this is you're not supposed to say that. So that's the curse of the Scottish play. And then apparently people have broken their legs and stuff like that. There's all kinds of misadventures on. Yeah, well, if you say that instead of you can say that. That's good luck. Yeah. But you don't say, hey, go Macbeth them or whatever. So that's a curse on the play. Which because the theory is there's witches in the play, and some witch, and they offended some real witch. Yes, yeah. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
It's Harry Potter.
No, that's Shakespeare. So anyway, there's a curse on that play. There you go.
That's crazy. What about objects? You guys know any objects that are cursed?
Just talking about the Hope
the Hope
Diamond.
That's right, yeah.
I don't know.
Plenty of treasures have been cursed. Things like that.
Frank Reynolds in the chat mentioned earlier One-Eyed Willie's treasure. I mentioned that at the beginning of the show.
How is that cursed?
What is it?
It's the curse of One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah. How? When was it ever? Was it said in that movie, The Curse of One-Eyed Willie?
I think it said that sometime in that movie. The curse.
But
of
what
One-Eyed
would make
Willie.
that anything about that cursed?
Because he stole all the money and then didn't get to do nothing with it, but counted inside of a cave.
That was his plan, though. How was that a curse?
He was cursed because he had all right. It might have been his plan, but he wanted all the money, he wanted all the rich stuff, and then all he had to do, he had to sit there and died and starved to death with all these riches and golds.
I get you, but again, where does the curse come in?
The curse is just like we were talking about with shit that curses you, and
But
then
it
gives
sounds
you
like
what
he
you
did
want.
this on his own accord. It's not a curse if he decided I'm going to kill all the people on my boat and then sit here and let myself die. It's just a jack off thing to do.
Unless he was cursed, like, and it made him go crazy, like to kill the people.
Was there
There could be that.
anything at all in that movie that makes you think that, other than the word curse being used maybe one time?
No, just that.
Just the word usage of the word curse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drew that whole story for you.
Yeah, I gotta imagine in mine.
The Misfits was supposed to be cursed, a cursed movie. The Misfits,
Sure.
1961.
Never saw it.
Clark Gable, it was his last movie. He died of a heart attack, I think even before it was released, right around that. Marilyn Monroe, she died the next year.
Wow.
It was her last movie. Montgomery Clift, he died a few years later, not too many years, but he was really young. So that's supposed to be a cursed movie, The Misfits. And then, of course, The Conqueror, where like 40% of the cast got cancer, but that was because they were shooting it in the desert out in Nevada, where right downwind from the from the nuclear tests.
Oh.
John Wayne, Susan Hayward, Dick Powell, Pedro Armendariz, they all got cancer, and
That sucks.
so that kind of explains that curse.
That why he had to give up the first lung, or?
Well, yeah, remember I beat the big C. Remember, because a couple of ribs, they take out the lung and a couple of ribs, but he survived that, and he still lived a few more years, and then that killed him eventually.
Is he frozen?
No, I don't think so.
Macbeth? Who?
John Wayne.
Oh, John Wayne's not dead.
Ted Williams is.
He's frozen. Eric, we make the same jokes. This is the third time this episode.
Where'd that come from?
It's from a Dennis Leary skit.
Oh.
I could have made about 4 more already too.
Yeah. You ever heard of the Dennis Leary No Cure for Cancer comedy disc or seen the act? It was really good. It's from like early 90s.
It's pretty funny. I
It's
like
really
Dennis Leary.
fucking good.
He's a ripoff from what people say of Bill Hicks. I've watched some of Bill Hicks' stuff. They're very similar. They have a lot of the pro-smoking, fucking hardcore. I'm fucking pissed off about this, and I like smoke. Very similar guys in that regard, but
His song
you guys-
"Asshole" was great.
I guess what it comes down to is, you guys believe that these things really
Curses?
Hell no.
Yes.
Oh, the curse
Is
of
feasible at all?
yeah.
The what's the last name from the movie with Adam Driver, Channing Tatum, and the gal?
Oh, the Logans.
The Logan's curse. Yeah, the curse of the Logans.
What's
yeah.
that all about?
They're unlucky as shit.
Really?
I don't remember what caused the curse in that movie though.
I don't know if it told.
Channing Tatum's?
Yeah, he's
cursed?
His legs all fucked up.
No. You watch the movie Logan Lucky. The family, the Logans in that, were supposedly cursed to have bad stuff happen to them.
It's the movie
But
itself.
again, that was more or less a plot device for the beginning of the movie and is never ever touched again after that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, there's a curse of Midas. Remember, in
Yeah,
Greek
turning into
mythology,
gold.
everything
Touch.
turns into gold. Yeah.
You love so much gold so much, have some more.
Right.
Did you know the Minotaur? He had a name.
Scott or Frank?
No, the Minotaur, the
Yeah,
one that belonged to Minos.
The one that Theseus killed?
Yeah, because the name Minotaur means Minos's bull.
Yeah, Bowl of Minos, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the island the labyrinth was on.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what it was, but I was shocked to learn there was actually a name for the Minotaur.
Well, I guess you did.
What is
That would
it?
be a bad gig, because
Okay.
you had to
That's a
give him
good
like a
point.
virgin every year or something. How many virgins that thing get?
Plenty.
They had to sacrifice virgins to that.
More than I've got.
Oh, they had to sacrifice him?
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking waste.
Minotaur's a good job, man. I want that job.
But it's got insurance.
I got insurance now.
Do you? I'll
Yeah.
have it.
Why don't you have insurance, Eric?
I said I'll have it.
Oh, I was gonna say, why don't you have it?
Yeah, but a high deductible,
Yeah.
so don't get hurt.
No, I know.
Yeah. So
Asterion is his name.
Asterion.
A name shared with the foster father of Minos himself.
Oh, okay.
Asterion. That's pretty cool.
But I really thought, for a while, I had been on so many game shows and never won anything. I thought I was cursed. I really did. I thought, who put the curse on me?
Yeah, but then you hit the big fucking
Yeah,
big
but-
money, no whammy, stop.
Yeah.
Did you go on that show? Pressure Luck?
No.
I was
But I was on.
I was like that one.
I was on Family Feud, Lost,
Oh,
Jeopardy,
Family Feud.
Lost.
Whose family?
The Kachigians.
The
Come
Hicks
on
family,
down.
my family.
Just fucking with you.
Were any of your relatives on there? Let's see.
They probably wouldn't win.
Who was the host whenever you were on there?
Richard Dawson.
Richard
No.
So you got on the good one.
Did you get a kiss?
1984,
Did
dude.
he,
you get
did
a
he kiss
kiss?
any of your relatives? Or?
He kissed my girl. Yeah, my sisters.
Did you punch him?
What do I care?
You have you have this on
The
tape
old man
anywhere?
had
I'd
some
love to
fun.
see your family.
I would
Feud.
love to see the
Oh
family
man, I don't
feud.
think it was on.
We'll
In
find
fact, it wasn't even on.
What year was this?
84. It was. We were waiting to see it. Because they give you the date it's going to be on.
Right.
It happened to be on the date of the election, Reagan's second election, and they preempted it. And it wasn't even on.
So you've never seen it?
I don't. I think they put it on some other time because they always
ran
do,
it?
but I don't think I saw it.
Bummer.
I didn't want to see it anyway.
I'll get you it on DVD or Blu-ray.
What was your favorite game show to play?
I liked Ben Stein's Money. To tell you,
You were on
the
Win Ben Stein's Money? Did you
Yeah.
meet Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah,
No,
Wow.
get the fuck out of
I
here.
lost on that too by $50. One lousy
I
question.
liked Ben Stein's Money. That was a good
Yeah,
show.
that was fun.
Ben
That was
Stein's
fun.
Money was
Were you
good.
on Remote Control? The original MTV.
I remember.
You remember Remote Control? Had Colin Quinn, some other nobody.
The same guy from the Jugs show that was on Comedy Central, Dave Holmes or whatever, maybe. Is that
his
right?
name?
I'll tell you though, the toughest test I ever took, because I tried all
Are you
these
smarter
shows.
than a fifth grader?
No,
Oh.
I tried that. They didn't have a test. They didn't have they didn't even give you an audition, so I didn't even audition. You had to audition online or whatever, and they didn't even get me in. But they had a game show on ABC Family or something, some obscure, and it was only on for a couple months. But that test, because out of 112 people or something that took it, I think 4 of us passed.
That's it?
Yeah. Jeopardy's 10%, maybe 10, 15%. And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is more like 20,
Right.
So it was easier. But this was a hard test. And it was multiple choice, I think. It was a really tough test. I mean, that whole room cleared out. I never got called.
Never got called for the show?
Yeah, I never got called for the show.
But you passed.
But they canceled it. It was only on a few weeks, and then it got canceled. But I really thought I was cursed. I was like, what do I have to say a prayer? I don't know what to do, a rain dance. I don't know shit.
10
might
Hail
try the
Marys
rain
and
dance.
throw some salt over your
I
right
would have
shoulder.
done it, whatever it was. But
All right, boys. I'm out of curses.
yeah,
I'm with it.
Other than, fuck you both.
Yeah, curse. I can curse.
Nothing
yeah.
but love, but, shit.
minor inconvenience.
So, good show today. I had a pretty good time. Do we have any clue what we're doing next week, other than being here next Wednesday at 2 o'clock?
Next Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
See if we can't get a hold of that Flat Earth guy. See
I
if we
will.
can
I
set
will.
that
I
up.
will try to contact that dude tomorrow.
You want to get me on for that? You want to debate the Flat
Yes.
Earth guy
Sure,
with me?
yeah.
If you get a flat
You
Earth
got to
guy.
be real, calm about it, but you
Sure.
need to be smart, Armand.
As long as it's not
We need you
global
to be
warming,
smart
I don't get
and calm.
excited.
Use your fucking brain.
Yeah. Armand, we need you to be smart and calm, you see? Okay, when you get on here, you talk to the fucking Flat Earth guy, you get him the fuck out of here. That's
Didn't we
what
tell
do.
him? Didn't he say you didn't believe in hydrostatic equilibrium?
That's exactly what he said. We'll talk about that next week.
All right. Well, I want to
Same,
to
Jared.
hear his physics.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, hydrostatic
He
equilibrium.
doesn't believe in physics, though, is the problem.
Well, now we got a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, here we go. That's what I'm talking
See,
about.
that's what I'm saying. How do you debate a guy that doesn't? That's going to be tough to. Because if F equals ma or something,
gotta
then he's
dumb
gonna
it
say,
down for
That's
him.
not true.
Closing announcements, anybody?
No, nothing. You got to dumb it down for him.
Other than we're still in our soft launch period of Rabbit Hole Radio, you can check that out, yoradio.com, yoradio.app. Download the app on your phone or your iPhone or your Droid.
When are you guys doing your Untitled Pot Show?
We've did it 3 episodes. I just got to release them. We're going to release them on so coming soon here on the Surreal Talk
Oh, I thought
feed.
you already did.
No, I still haven't got Brian to edit them. I need to do that. It's not his fault. It's me for not
What are we
fucking
editing?
pushing on
What
it.
are we editing out? I didn't. It doesn't matter.
That's a good point. Just taking out the shit before we officially start the show and the shit right after we officially end the show, like the 20 seconds before and end on the recording.
Brad has requested humbly that you cut the British accent.
Let me see
I'm
what he
ready.
says.
Brad, please.
Yes, he must be an
Please.
Anglophile.
God.
Yes,
On
you're
behalf
cursing
of
us.
Britain, Stop it with it. Brad, look at me, mate. Listen, I am not
Should've known.
cursing England, okay? I happen to think that the British accent is funny and sexy, and it's pretty good, so
Hey, put that on Tinder.
why don't you leave us a voicemail and tell me just how
Yeah,
bad
put
my
that on your
British...
Tinder profile, not British.
I don't
not
have
British.
I have a fucking Tinder profile with you guys with your shit, okay?
Put deep British accent. That'll
Some
help.
people's kids. Deep British accent?
Chicks thinks that's
I
chicks
think
think
probably get a lot of swipes.
That's what I'm saying.
Putting the word deep on there is really going to help.
Deep British
Deep.
accent.
Just that word alone, I'm sure, is going to give you all
Right.
kinds of words.
Tell them you're from Sussex or something.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
All right.
fucking chatty.
Remember to check out SurrealTalkPodcast.com. Vote on the poll. Click on all the other weird links that are on that page. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Thanks again, Armand. As
Thank
ever.
you.
Thank you. It's fun.
Danielle says we need to review the Alex Jones statements that he made on JRE. I don't know what he said. I saw a little clip of it, and he's fucking... Yeah, fuck, man. He said, I'm from England, you're just terrible at it. No, you're not from England, because if you were from England, you just said mate at the end of that. You're just terrible at it, mate. It's the same thing.
Maybe from Scotland.
Well, then who can you imitate? Who has like a good fucking British accent then, Armand? Who like in your mind, who's got a real good thick British accent?
Has a great British accent.
Michael Caine. That's right. Some men just want to watch the world burn. You see?
Laurence Olivier.
Laurence Olivier, yeah. I don't know who the fuck that is. Othello.
You played Othello. Yeah.
There you go. You know how I knew that? Yeah, right off the bat.
You know?
Yeah, in blackface. That's pretty famous.
Well, Othello's the Moor of Venice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he played Hamlet with blonde hair, because he's Denmark, Dane, brooding Dane, and Richard
Brad.
III.
Thank you for telling me
Hunchback.
these terrible.
England, not
too many
Australia.
people
Good
have
show.
been,
Thank you.
I've been encouraging you.
All right, Jessica liked it good.
It was a good show. That's because we always do good shows, Amond.
From England, not Australia.
If you think about Michael Caine.
Please leave a voicemail, Brad.
Yeah,
God
do.
damn.
Yeah, give him something to give him a template.
Yeah, no shit. Like, can you help me out then if you don't
Give us
think
a
I'm doing a
couple of
good
different
job?
dialects. We need a few people from around the country.
Oh, yeah, you got to have like
We
the
need
thick
examples.
Manchurian
We'll have a British
candidate kind of
accent. How
fucking
about that?
Manchurian from Manchester, you know?
That's not how they sound.
You fucking.
Let's have everybody from England, like every single person from England, call, leave us a voicemail. Say where you're from, so we can kind of copy the area, and me and Eric will have a accent off.
And don't forget the fuck you Everetts, because, you know.
Well, like,
We've only got like
Train
one of those
Spotting.
in the last week or so.
Train Spot. You can't understand what those guys say.
I've not
There's
seen that.
somebody- Have you seen Train
You ever
Spotting?
seen Snatch?
Nope.
Snatch.
Guy Ritchie movie.
Hell yeah.
Brad Pitt plays a Cockney character in that. You cannot fucking understand.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's so you. I mean, like every fifth or sixth word you can
It's
kind of
thick as fuck,
Oh,
isn't
have you
it?
seen
But
Train
it's so
Spotting?
good.
I mean, you
I've
can't
not.
understand a word these guys. Very few words. You got to listen.
This
to
is
it
an
over
oi.
and over.
Let's check it out. All right, guys. We'll catch y'all later. I'm killing the stream. We'll see you next week.
Better than average.
Better than average.